Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you have been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning, everybody, on this beautiful morning of October the 25th, 2025. Coming to you live from the one and only Ultimate Autographs live break room from the city of beautiful Burr Ridge, Illinois. Chinmay to my left, Rob front and center here for you to get you ready for another awesome day to start off for all of your breaking and memorabilia needs. Chinmay, might be cold here in the Chicagoland area as we're just... It's pretty hard to believe this is our last weekend of October in general, but dial is already way, way down. It was less than 40 degrees when I started my car this morning, but something tells me that the temperature in this break room is going to turn way, way up this morning.
Yeah, you look at this quarterback room series,
Woo!
and I see the reigning MVP still on there. I see the Super Bowl champion quarterback still on there. I see Patrick Mahomes still on there. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff. The potential league MVP this year, Baker Mayfield, is on there. And they're all still available, by the way. That's the series that I'm looking at for people to jump into.
I was going to say, I love how you were like prefacing that by saying, oh, you know, this quarterback's an MVP, this guy's the Super Bowl champion. It's like, oh, by the way, Patrick Mahomes, the greatest quarterback alive, he also happens to be in here. So if that doesn't show the overall value of how great this series is, guys, don't take my word for it. Don't take Chinmay's word for it.
Those were all speed flexes too, by the way.
Yeah, the best of the best. Speaking of the best of the best, how about one of our usual Saturday morning regulars? He's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, hopefully under a heated blanket. Lord knows I was to start today. Lions fan 420. Good morning, Derek. What's going on, my man? It was 29 degrees when I went to work this morning. Whew. Yeah, so you being up a little bit further north than us, that does happen to make sense for sure. So hope you're staying warm over there, Derek. I feel like that's going to be a phrase I'll be saying during a lot of our 9 a.m. Saturday morning shows going forward.
This is the type of stuff that I don't really enjoy with weather. I actually like cold weather.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of cold weather, but I can't do the 60 degrees during the day and the 35 degrees overnight. Like,
that's a good take.
25 degree shifts. It just doesn't that doesn't work.
It's how allergies develop very, very quickly.
That's how more than allergies develop.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing that you guys are not going to be allergic to, certainly one thing Chinmay and I are not allergic to, that is some break room action. So before I get you guys into this page right here, I got 5 of you guys on this morning. Good morning to everybody. Hot chocolate and speed flex kind of day. Sounds good to me. Sounds very, very good to me. Let's get into our honorary dice roll. As always, Chinmay. So, looks like the guys last night rolled a 7. And, of course, Friday night going into Saturday morning. Robbie and Josh, as always, they did a great job. Last night with the overnight show, they did an excellent job, as always. I can see that they did some pretty good movement with their specialty blackout series. But, like you said, we have an awesome QB room series that we're going to focus on. And then we got some really good headliners still available and a couple of our other series as well. So, dice roll, what do you got going?
I'm gonna go with 8.
8? Okay, very, very cool. I'm gonna two up you a little bit there. I'm gonna go with number 10. So let's see what we got for this one over here. Gonna be 11.
Wow.
Gonna be 11. So all right. So high rollers into the room today. So no bigger high roller than Chauncey Billups. Am I right?
Oh my God!
Is that a little too strong to start the show?
No, I'm open to talk about this.
Yeah, I'm actually, because again, the word connected was not going to be the right word I was going to use to say out of my mouth, but you are very familiar, with sports in the gambling world in general.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I think that would be a good place for us to start off on. But real quick, guys, I do, crazy enough, I do want to get into the chase wheel spin really quick.
Set up the show first.
Then we could set the scene. So I'm going to take the Blackout series out from you guys here, but the Blackout series is not going to be available today. But guess what is? And good thing I didn't change it. The QB room, baby. Woo! QB room series. So, Chinmay led us into the room with that, and that is what we are going to roll with to get us started on this beautiful morning. So, let's get it underway. QB room, guys. Very, very good reason why we have that up and available. The headliners, they are just through the roof, by the way. The ratios are very, very good right now for the QB room overall. Just looking up on the board over there, it looks like we have 9 available for those headliners, and then the boxes as well. I believe 19.
19 boxes, 10 headliners.
10 headliners. Okay.
I'm counting 6 speed flexes in the photoed headliners. So still 6 speed flexes out of the 19. So about a 33% chance, little under a 33% chance at a speed flex. The Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence helmets are authentics, not a bad consolation prize by any means.
No, definitely not.
If you're looking that way. And then the non-photoed headliners, Jim Kelly, Warren Moon, definitely some nice merch there in the QB room that we want you guys to definitely get into, so we can put up here on the desk to display for everybody and take that series out. I mean, Derek said it this morning, right? Hot chocolate and speed flex kind of day.
Yeah.
So let's get that going.
Once we next Friday is going to be Halloween. After that, the next 2 child days is going to be Thanksgiving. Every good Thanksgiving dinner comes with what? A centerpiece. Mm-hmm. So most people will go the traditional pilgrim route, maybe a little turkey design. Well, I personally like a speed flex at the middle of my Thanksgiving dinner as a centerpiece. So
yeah, and if you really want to be super traditional about it, Lions and Cowboys are the Thanksgiving teams. Jared Goff, speed flex,
yes, sir,
in the QB room is still available for you if you're looking for that traditional Thanksgiving centerpiece, Lions or Cowboys.
Yeah, we know if Derek wasn't wide awake already, he certainly is now. So
yeah.
All I needed to hear were those 2 magical words for his team starting quarterback right there. So we're going to start left to right, though, guys, for what's available. As Chinmay already alluded to, we already do have a good amount of speed flexes out of this series that are still available, that are headliners. So, by the way, quick shout out to our marketing and graphic team that designed this. I think that these are some of the overall just best graphic designs that I've seen. I think this is just so cool. The ultimate autographs. This has got to be Matt, right? This has got to be our guy, Matt Salas, our commander in chief here at quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
Leading the ultimate autographs team. So we got Patrick Mahomes, who's going to be leading his team this upcoming weekend against the Washington Commanders.
Mm-hmm. Monday night, prime time.
You want to talk about a team that's all the way back? They are all the way back and then some. There's a lot of rumorings, murmurs, online chatter from keyboard warriors saying, is the Chiefs offense ever going to come back? Well, it came back in full droves. They're finally fully healthy. They are either back from injury/suspensions. Rashee Rice came back, put up 2 tutties in his return back last week. Xavier Worthy, after a little friendly fire action in week 1. He came back from his shoulder injury, and he's obviously been very effective. But Patrick Mahomes over that time has actually recorded 2 separate 4-touchdown passing games. First time he's done that, Chinmay, in 4 seasons in a regular season calendar. So
yeah, rumors of the Chiefs' demise were greatly exaggerated.
Could say that again. Yeah, that's anytime you got 15, dropping back in the pocket in red and white. You got to feel pretty good about your chances.
Not just dropping back, he's running the ball too. I believe he's still their leading rusher on the season.
He still is.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, we're looking at you, and Bernard Smith. Is it Brashard?
Brashard Smith, yeah.
Who, by the way, is getting a lot of tick week after week. So for you fantasy gurus out there, if he's not already rostered in your league, Brashard Smith could be a nice deep flex play in a deeper league.
I'm hoping for a little Breece Hall trade. Down Kansas City's way.
Yeah. I've been talking about that all week.
Hey, they did trade. I think it was I think it was either the COVID year or pre-COVID year. They traded for Le'Veon Bell, or Le'Veon Bell signed with them after being released by the Jets or something like that.
Yeah, by the Jets.
So there's a history of recent history of Jets running backs going to the Chiefs.
Was that Le'Veon?
Lev didn't play that much when he actually got to the Chiefs. But that's an opportunity. And Breece Hall is in a different stage of his career than Le'Veon Bell was at that time.
That is a pretty accurate assessment, to say the least. Was that Le'Veon Bell year? Did that coincide with the Rodgers' first year?
No.
In 2023, was that a year or two before?
No. It was definitely before that.
Yeah, I was going to say
Lev
probably
was definitely
21,
before
22.
that.
Yeah.
It was when Gase was the head coach.
Okay,
it was when Adam Gase was the head coach.
Oh Jesus! So that was Sam Darnold then, when
Yes.
when Darnold was there.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, of course that was the infamous bug eye press conference. Shout out to Adam Gase if you're listening or tuning in.
Yeah.
I'm just making a casual observation, Adam. I'm sure your eyes are perfectly fine. All of your guys' eyes are perfectly fine. You might have to rinse them out a time or two to see how absolutely gorgeous some of them are. We got some great videos I'm going to show you guys as well. Speaking of greatness, since we were talking about quarterback prestige here in this particular series, how about Josh Allen? Chinmay alluded to him. The reigning MVP quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. They have fallen on a rare skid in Buffalo, New York over the past 2 weeks. They are on a 2-game losing streak coming into this week. And for Buffalo, there are 6 teams on a bye this week. They are not one of them. They're going to look to get in a nice get-back spot against, as everyone, could you believe this? Coming into week 8, Chinmay, the 4-3 Carolina Panthers this week. So Buffalo is 7.5-point favorite over there. Look at this Josh Allen, though, man. If you bleed red, white, and blue, if you believe that this is America's quarterback, which, let's be honest, reigning MVP, Walter Peyton Man of the Year type of guy. I've said it with you on multiple broadcasts as well here in the break room. One of the better faces of the NFL. Just as a person as he is, he carries. There's a different realm when it comes to being the faces of the league. And for the NFL, there's many, but you have to have that grace. You have to have that positive off-the-field appearance as well if you want to be able to have one of those labels. And I think Josh Allen is one of the poster childs for being able to carry that. So,
absolutely.
Again, reigning MVP. He's put up some of the most historic postseason games we've seen in recent memory. If you go by playoff passer rating, he is currently top 10 all time in playoff passer rating. I believe he's 9 or 10. So one of the best quarterbacks of the modern era in Josh Allen. How about the guy that actually just won a Super Bowl? Certainly not anything to shy away from whatsoever. And here's a guy that I like to stay on business about is Jalen Hurts. We got our man Philly's breaking here. Said, good morning. I brought in my first bake in the quad room. Wow, you talk about making a first impression into our break room. You can't go any higher, Philly, than going into the quad box.
I think that was yesterday.
Room. Yeah, awesome for you, man. That's great. With y'all, after many months of lurking. Okay, so you're doing your research. I like it. And hit both the Bledsoe and Brady helmets. So you acquired New England greatness. So what? So from your first quad hit, you acquired what? About almost 30 years worth of Patriots quarterbacks in one in one hit.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Derek was talking about his autograph signing tomorrow for Isaac Tisla.
right,
Getting an
nice.
autograph mini for about half the retail price with the signing. Awesome, man. And then Philly said he was sleeping at the time he woke up for quite the fantastic surprise. Dude, I'm sorry, all respect to you, Philly, but there is just no way that I'm falling asleep if I'm bought into a quad box.
Oh, yeah.
Unless I'm like, I have like one eye open and there's like 7 or 8 spots remaining in the room.
Well, now he's got to do that all the time, right? Now he can't watch any of the breaks that he's in, because if he does and doesn't win, it's going to be bad luck.
If you were a stitious or superstitious man, unfortunately, I had to work 5 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so that definitely
makes sense.
Well, I'm sure that was a nice water cooler talk once you got to the office in the morning, just saying like, you'll never believe what I woke up to this morning. So Tom Brady greeted me this morning, and it wasn't in my dreams. It was true. Let me show you this. Then, by the way, tell everybody it's your work about Ultimate Autographs. Which, by the way, after I end up showing you guys this room, we actually do have an awesome promotion that's running on through Halloween for you. Philly, this actually qualifies you as well, since you have won an item for UA. I'll get back to that in just a little bit. How about Jalen Hurts, the winner of last year's Super Bowl in dominant fashion? He's already got 2 Super Bowl appearances in his young career. Chinmay, all he's done is won. In his days at Bama and his days with Philadelphia, he has won over 70% of his games at the professional and college level combined. Closer to 75%, I believe, the last time I checked. Both Super Bowls that he's been in, he's thrown for over 300 yards in both Super Bowls. So for me, whenever I have to hear the narrative about how his inability to throw the ball downfield and throw the ball consistently,
it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's not.
The issue that people have with Jalen Hurts is that he has a great roster around him. That's his downfall. Is that the Eagles have just done such a good job of putting players around him.
Damn you, Howie Roseman.
That he doesn't have to do the Mahomes and Josh Allen level,
carry jobs,
crazy stuff, for lack of a better word, that I can say on air. Just the crazy stuff that Mahomes and Josh Allen have to do. He doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
He just has to make this, like, he is what you would like prototypically say, like game manager level, right? Like he doesn't have to do anything extraordinary.
Yeah.
But he does do extraordinary things.
He is capable.
He's just accurate, strong arm, runs, and is physical.
Yeah. And then I think, look, it's on top of that.
Wins.
And again, I think a lot of it is reputation from the outside coming in, at least with the noise that you hear a lot of the time as well. From media stuff, because Sirianni, he's not afraid to really run his mouth when things are up, when he's high and dry and things like that. But at the same time, all Sirianni's done is win. And his time in Philadelphia, A.J. Brown is never shy from the microphone. There's just a lot of things, like you said, from the team itself that creates a lot of negative pub about the team that he's quarterbacking. But overall, Jalen Hurts, he goes about it the right way. To me, he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Give every GM in the league a lie detector test and ask them if they want Jalen Hurts instead of the current quarterback that they have. And there's only maybe 5 or 6 guys who will say, no, I'll keep the guy that I currently have.
Now
it's less than 10.
Coming up next on the Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room, live polygraph test with Chinmay and Rob. But yeah, no, I mean, I think a lot of it is the biggest thing that people will say about Jalen Hurts is eye test. And look, if you just started watching football this year and you watched the Eagles passing offense, excluding last week where he just literally just had tunnel vision for A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, who combined for over 300 yards, by the way, between 2 receivers.
It hasn't been the best.
No, but exactly.
But they're winning games now.
But they're
still winning games, right?
They're still winning games, and that's all that matters is that WCOM. And I think you put it perfectly. And I'm going to get onto the rest of the room here, guys, in just a second to get off of both of our soapboxes about Jalen Hurts. But again, if you think that this is bad, you guys are wait till we get to another quarterback in this row in this series. But believe me, we're going to get to him in just a second. But my last point here on Hurts is you talked about the carry jobs, more or less, that Mahomes and Allen have had to do in recent years. The Super Bowl was a perfect example. You could clearly see the differences in roster construction in the biggest game of the year and how much easier things were made for Hurts than Mahomes. So I mean, those types of areas get exposed once you start to go up against tougher and tougher competition. And clearly, Jalen, when those moments, the light shine the brightest, he puts sunglasses on and he just keeps going. So we're going to keep going through this break room, guys, and we're going to get ourselves into the Mile High City, as we might have one of the best games of the week coming up in Week 8. A 3.5-point current favorites for the head quarterback of this football team, the 5-2 Denver Broncos. They got off to a very auspicious start to their season, but after a casual 33-point fourth quarter from Bo Nix, a 19-0 deficit in Week 7 against the New York Giants, somehow, some way, look, I'm meaning this facetiously. I do not advocate for anyone or anybody to lose their jobs, but Brian Daboll, kind of looking a little spooky over there, my man. Joe Shine must be a really, really nice boss over there. But I'm just saying, they've had their struggles this year. Now Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo, Abdul Carter. This looks to be a phenomenal rookie class for the Giants. So that is what's keeping everybody in place. I understand that. But at the same time, and again, the Giants don't have any expectations. Media inside that locker room, despite what they might say, the expectations are not to win this year. But regardless, you have I don't care if you're on the road, at home, on planet Mars, you have a 19-0 lead, a near 3-touchdown lead with 15 minutes to go. And man, Bo Nix was just phenomenal, guys. Bo Nix led that charge. The one thing we've seen from Bo in his young career is that he can sling that football when he has time. He is one of the best deep ball touches currently in the league, and he's just a second-year quarterback, guys. He revitalized a downward spiraling Denver franchise when Sean Peyton drafted him last year, the 5-year college quarterback, made his playoffs in his first ever NFL season. Not a lot of quarterbacks can say that they've done that as a rookie first-round quarterback. He was able to do so. Talk about a guy that knows a thing or two about making it to the playoffs and shining bright when he gets there. We talked about Sam Darnold being an MVP candidate when his time was with the Jets. He has certainly revitalized his career with Minnesota and now with the Seattle Seahawks. How about this guy taking the torch from Tom Brady and said, you know what? I can do this too. Baker Mayfield has had an unbelievable start to his 2025-2026 campaign for the 5-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Had a little bit of a slide last week against one of the other quarterbacks we're going to talk about in this series as well. Again, but, we're not going to be perfect, right? Throughout this entire regular season, Baker Mayfield is in this series on a speed flex. Let's go down to Duval and Trevor Lawrence, the former national title winner at the University of Clemson. Talk about where this is the comeback quarterback series in this particular row. Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence is atop the AFC South. Liam Cohen, the former offensive coordinator in the last 2 seasons with Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. He has totally revamped a much better Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Their run game has been excellent this year as well. Passing game has been hit or miss, but it seems like the Travis Hunter connection's been established now between T-Law and Hunter, and then Brian Thomas Jr. after a very questionable first couple weeks. He has really turned it on again.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter, who's starting to get more run on the offensive side of the ball. He's also in the vault. He's still available in the vault. That Travis Hunter Speed Flex in the vault is still available. So, get yourself Trevor Lawrence in the QB room and then hop over into the vault and grab yourself that Travis Hunter Speed Flex to go along with it.
Vault's an awesome place to go to next, man. We'll definitely get into that. One of the better customizations for Speed Flex we have as well for Travis Hunter. Just to answer some of your questions, guys, as we like to give our little bios and breakdowns here for each and every quarterback in the room. This is for Derek and for you, Eric. Good morning to you, Mr. Zaffron. We have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, and then Jared Goff and Jordan Love. So, of course, we have to round things out with talking about Chinmay's quarterbacks. So it's almost like he created the graphic himself to come in here and talk to. So we'll get to those guys right now. So shout out to T-Law. Good morning. Good. Awesome, man. Glad that you're with us.
Yeah, no Brady, but the Mahomes and Allen are available.
Correct. Mahomes and Allen are still available. Out of the 3 most popular names that people chase in this room, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, 2 out of the 3 still in the series.
It looks like Brady is still available in the vault, though. So there is a Brady still available in the room. It looks like there's a Brady in the vault.
Brady is indeed in that vault. A vault for how much? 101 I think it's 100, 101 for the single.
101 for the single. Yeah, you could get a Tom Brady helmet 100 for $101.
That's pretty. So a little break room knowledge 101 from Chinmay and I. Go get that Tom Brady for $101, guys, in that vault. And just for the ratios really quick, I'm going to break down that series. 50% chance, guys. 4 headliners left. 8 total boxes. That's going to be the next series that Chinmay and I hop into. Rest of this room, though, Derek, shout out to you, my man. Hope you're all toasty and cuddly getting ready to hear about this little soliloquy about your guy. Jared Goff, second best passer rating in the regular season over the last 2 seasons, only behind the great Lamar Jackson. Jared Goff has turned himself into a bona fide, without a doubt, unquestionable top 10 quarterback since he has arrived in Detroit. That was, I think we can go back, Chinmay, and look at as that being one of the most win-win trades in recent NFL history. That was a blockbuster at the time. What is it now, 4 years ago? Matthew Stafford went to LA. He won a Super Bowl in his first year with the LA Rams. Now that, of course, you could say that they won the trade, obviously, which is fair. But that was the expectation for the Rams. And you didn't know what you were getting in Detroit with Jared Goff. Then he completely turned everything around once he got there. And again, he has led top 3 offenses the last 3 years for the Detroit Lions. He has been spectacular. And of course, how about this guy right here with one of the drippiest literal and non-figurative lids? You got the cheese oozing out of the side of the lids. Got a little melted cheese action for the Green Bay Packers quarterback.
Let's see that helmet come out here.
Yeah, do it for Chinmay, guys. Don't do it for yourself, but do it for Chinmay.
Yeah, I'm going to be here pretty much all day. That helmet better be on the desk at some point in this day, early afternoon and morning and early afternoon, I should say. We should get this Jordan Love helmet. Jordan Love has, he has been, I would say, a little bit victim of his own success at times, right? Like he's had some issues, but he's still, Packers are still 4-1-1, and they're heading into a huge game in Week 8. They're playing their old quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, when they head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. So should be a fun one between Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers to see kind of who's still got it in that series.
Sunday Night Football, right?
Yeah, Sunday Night Football
doesn't get much better than that. Aaron Rodgers claimed it wasn't a revenge game. After he throws his first touchdown, let's see how Aaron reacts to that.
We know enough about Aaron Rodgers at this point to just know that he might not be telling the complete truth on that one.
Just quick, Jay Oglesby, I'm seeing the back and forth between you and Derek in the chat here. So from your situation about Mike, just do me a favor and shoot it an email to customer service really quick. This is a situation and a scenario that we take very seriously. So please give Dave a shout out to customer service. On the weekends, a little bit harder to get immediate responses, but Dave usually is available to answer any and all emails as quickly as possible. We will want to get that sorted out for you. Obviously, we don't want you to be grasping at straws with this type of allegations. So, again, just reach out to Dave at customer service. He'll take care of you over there. Yeah, Derek as well. Reach out to him and let him know the situation. So, make sure to do that right away. As soon as you're able to give your order number and how that type of transaction went down for that trade for that TJ Watt jersey, we'll be able to get to the bottom of this for you. So, our apologies, Jordan, for whatever issues you might be going through with that. So that's the rest of the QB room there, guys, that we have available. QB room overall ratios, 10 total headliners, 19 total boxes, better than a 1 in 2 chance to lock yourself up some of the greatest quarterbacks in the game today. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. Does not get much better than that. Chinmay talked about the Vault Series as well for you guys to get yourselves into that. Let's see some Vault Series action. So one thing that I can say is that we do have very limited series as of right now. We are actually, just to give you guys a little bit of a tease in honor of Game 1 of the World Series last night, which just a quick shout out to one of my boys up north of the border, big time Blue Jays fan. Shout out to you, Wellesley. Waited since 1993, since he was a young Jay. Things have changed a lot since 1993. For example, the Blue Jays are now victorious in the win column in the World Series. A dominant 11-4 win last night, most puncturized by a pinch hit grand slam from Addison Barger yesterday against Anthony Banda. That is the first time in World Series history, Chidmay, that there has ever been a pinch hit grand slam. So you talk about a memorable way to stamp yourself into that series. The Toronto Blue Jays were plus 200 on most books to win the World Series. So they had home field advantage and they capitalized. So let's see where they can continue to go as they have Kevin Gausman, the ace of that staff, to try to punch themselves to a 2-0 ticket in the World Series. Vault Series time, baby. Let's do it. 7 single spots available. Ratios across the board for the vaults up there. Looking like 4 and 8 for the vault available. 1 and 2 chance of getting yourself Bo Nix or Tom Brady as a part of these 2 headliners here. For this Bo Nix lid that we have, the military camouflage authentic. Talked about him just a little while ago in that QB room. Had him on the Orange Crush in there. If you prefer the military camouflage, cannot blame you. The former Oregon Duck waddles his way into yet another series here in the break room. And for this price point, guys, if you want to have something for a little bit lower of a price point, we have a lot of Denver Broncos fans, Chinmay. There are a litany of Broncos fans that come through the break room. New guys, old guys that come through. Brian Clay, one of our regulars, he's a big-time guy. Robbie Lopez, the Broncos and Bears are his top 2 teams. They love seeing Bo Nix memorabilia. Speaking of, you guys want to come here for the good stuff, right? The creme de la creme. Well, it doesn't get much better than the 7-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time league MVP, Thomas Patrick Edward Brady. And yes, I learned his full government before coming into the room today just for you guys. Tom Brady, you can get him on a New England Patriots authentic, looking for that AFC East headliner hit, baby. 1 and 2 chance of getting yourself the greatest quarterback to ever step on the gridiron. I almost said the best quarterback to ever gritty. That's a totally different conversation.
He might also be that.
He might, yeah. I mean, maybe he does that in the ownership booth of the Las Vegas Raiders or the Fox broadcast booth. He's always in a booth now, but he's still around football games all the time. I actually grittied yesterday when I pulled a Jamar Chase speed flex yesterday. So I was so excited I had a gritty for that one. But good morning, Mark. What's going on, Mr. McAdams? Good to see you on this great Saturday morning. He said, new baseball series once the mix-up is wraps, correct? We are actually in the process of getting that baseball series up and running for you. Chinmay?
Yes, I have some good news and I have some bad news. So the good news is that the baseball series should be live right now, actually. It should be live for you on the site. That is a single box and double box, both available for you guys on the site. So the baseball should be available. Jump into that. 30 boxes, 18 headliners in that baseball series. We will go through that once that is. So that is live on the site for you guys. So that's the good news. The bad news is that I did double check because I saw some other names on the board, and the Travis Hunter is, in fact, gone from the vault. But the Brady is still there. Okay. So the Brady is still in the vault, but the Travis Hunter is, in fact, gone.
Well, that's a shame because we only had really one minor thing off of our ticker this morning when we came in and checked the numbers out at the bottom. And we had one missing from the vault. So, unfortunately, that had to be literally the drippiest helmet that we had available. So, still a lot of great stuff, guys, here in the Vault Series. Again, the Bo Nix and the Tom Brady. 8 boxes available for everybody that is remaining. 4 of them being headliners. Warren Moon, the first ever African-American quarterback to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The dual citizen great, the CFL legend as well in his time playing Canadian football. He won a league MVP there. And how about Sir James? All he does is cook in the Buffalo, New York area. If you want to stay warm this time of the year, especially in Buffalo, New York, you gotta cook something up, and he's been cooking up a lot of touchdowns. He had his second consecutive double-digit touchdown season last year. I think he was second in the NFL last year for running backs in touchdowns. So he got paid handsomely, and he deservingly got that contract. A lot of great running backs in Buffalo Bills history. Obviously, Thurman Thomas, You have O.J. Simpson, who went on a jersey yesterday in a headliner in our prior jersey series. But James Cook, now the next up-and-coming Buffalo Bills great. So you guys can see this here. Do not worry. It is very hard to sell out a series that we have not talked about yet. That we just got brought up for you guys. But we do have, appreciate you, Luke. Thanks, man. So we do have a single and a double box break for the Fall Classic, guys. Here we go. So the Fall Classic Baseball Series, I'm going to let Chinmay get everything updated with that before we go into it. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it might take a minute on the site, but it's updated, yeah.
No problem, man. Thank you, though, bro. Appreciate that. So glad that we can get this ready for you. Mark, great question, my man. Let's see, and I've replied, it's one of these breaks also for future references. He's traded with me once before and completed the one before. Yeah, so... Yeah, Jordan, when it comes to that situation, again, so if you want to continue to contact us here, again, that's our best main line of communication. So we can figure something out for you. We can end up reaching out to him and talking to him in between shows for you, my man.
I would email customer service, though.
That's what Jordan's been alluding to there, saying that he's messaged to him and he's ignoring my. So we can reach out to him personally, Jordan. We can get an answer for you as quick as possible there and see and see what's going on. So last box to go, single box break. This is the last box, guys. The last box that is available here in this Mix It Up series. If you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan or a Minnesota Vikings fan, you are going to want to get into this final box break because you are guaranteed one guy. That's Randall Cunningham, the former dual threat quarterback, great in Randall Cunningham. Again, if you are a vintage football lover, you're going to like yourself some RC.
Yeah.
So Cunningham, one of the OGs of the game. Again, he's one of those guys, Chinmay, where those that were lucky enough to see him play talk about his greatness even to today.
Oh, yeah. And definitely one of the early sort of dual threat quarterbacks to really pioneer that style of play in the NFL. Obviously went to a whole nother level with Michael Vick and the Madden game and everyone, running up the field with Michael Vick in Madden. But Randall Cunningham was one of the first, if not the first, true dual threat quarterbacks. Both of them ended up playing for the Eagles, which is another nice, parallel. Jalen Hurts, another dual threat guy, also plays for the Eagles. So maybe the Eagles just have a type. But you can see that style of play now has permeated throughout the NFL. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix even, look, Baker Mayfield a little bit, Trevor Lawrence, all these guys who are in the QB room, by the way. All these guys can run and are athletic.
Oh yeah.
And that all started because a guy like Randall Cunningham and a guy like Michael Vick basically showed like, hey, your quarterback can be an absolute weapon if he's able to run the ball.
Yeah, and obviously it just changes the whole schematics of your defense as well. The QB spy. Something that has to be very relevant. So if you end up playing man coverage and you're a team that likes to blitz a lot, a la Brian Flores type defense with the Minnesota Vikings. If you're a Vikings fan out there, I'm going to save you the scars of talking about Thursday night. But no, in a situation like that, anytime that you have a quarterback that can be not just escape with his legs, that's one type of quarterback, but a quarterback that you can actually design nowadays, because a lot of quarterbacks and offensive skill sets these days talk about RPOs. They talk about three different actions that a run pass option, and having a quarterback like a Lamar, like a Josh Allen, like a Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, like you mentioned, only makes things that much greater. How about this jersey series, guys, where we have some excellent quarterbacks headlining it? And this guy, you could say he's a little bit of a dual threat quarterback. You don't really put Jordan Love in that category, but he can move. He can get on the move when you need him to. Jay Love. We love Jordan here in the break room, specifically in the jerseys. This is one of our brand new series, guys, that we did drop last night. We have 26 boxes available, so they are very fresh. 13, is that 13 or 18? That looks like an 18. Up there for the jerseys for the headliners. 13?
Yeah.
Okay, so 13. 13 total headliners, guys. 26 boxes.
50% chance at a headliner.
Correct.
In those jerseys. And those jerseys are 4 to go, by the way. So you can knock that break out real quick. Start our morning off with some headliner items.
Heck yeah, we can. Give some love to Jordan here in the break room, or the greatest defensive player in NFL history. don't take my word for it or Chin Mace. He actually autographs a lot of the lids specifically here that he gives us, whether it's the Speed Flexes, Authentics, even sometimes on minis, the D-Goat. That is Lawrence Taylor, the greatest player in New York Football Giants history. You want to talk about the guy that had the greatest rookie wide receiver season in Arizona Cardinals history. Would anybody else know that but me? Probably not. But
I know it now because you've told me many times.
The 2003 Offensive Rookie of the Year in Anquan Boldin. Very, very awesome jersey here for my man AB. He would eventually go on to win a Super Bowl with the man that's still dropping back behind center in the NFL these days. Who would have thought that we're talking about 2025 Joe Flacco? Yes, he is still a thing. He won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens in 2011. Anquan Boldin and Larry Fitzgerald in those 2000s created arguably the best wide receiver tandem in the 2000s for the Arizona Cardinals. Let's go over the moon for a Warren Moon Houston Oilers jersey. Very nice classic there. Talked about Warren being a secondary headliner as a part of our Volt series. Former CFL legend for Mr. Warren Moon. Talk about another established legend in the game of football. If you're a fan of the Steel Curtain, you know all about Pittsburgh Steelers football. Terry Bradshaw was Pittsburgh Steelers football and still is. Great analyst, even better quarterback. 4-time Super Bowl champion, the original TB12 in Terry Bradshaw. If you need somebody to move faster than the speed of light, give 10 a call. That's Tyreek Hill, the cheetah. Just an absolutely devastating season-ending leg fracture that he had in, I believe, week 2 for Miami. All indications that he plans on coming back and possibly coming back with another team at the end of this season going into the next. But his peak, one of the fastest players we have ever seen in the NFL, one of the most electrifying wide receivers. He led the NFL in back-to-back seasons with reception yards and made 2 first-team All-Pros in his first 2 seasons with the Miami Dolphins. You can't spell your alphabet without A-B-C-D Lamb. Cedarian Lamb on the Dallas Cowboys jersey. Eights, as he goes by, is a featured headliner in this series. Doesn't get much better when it comes to slinging the pigskin around than this man right here, Dan Marino. We talk about Tyreek Hill being a modern-day Dolphin great over his last few seasons. How about Mr. Dolphin, Dan the Man Marino? The guy's so popular, Chinmay, he actually has his own car dealership in the state of Florida, multiple car dealerships throughout the state of Florida. He's everywhere. Dan the Man down in Southern Florida. He led the Dolphins to a Super Bowl appearance in just his second season with a 14-win campaign. But unfortunately, throughout no fault of his own, he stayed there for, I believe, the next 15 seasons as the Miami Dolphin, and fortunately never came close after that. And again, not through any fault of his own. A former MVP, threw for 5,000 yards in his MVP season, guys. One of the greats to ever do it. Speaking of the greatest to ever do it, we have the greatest running back in NFL history by most, certainly by my standards. The man with the most rushing yards by far in NFL history, in number 22, Emmitt Smith. 3-time Super Bowl champion, multiple-time former rushing yards leader for the Dallas Cowboys. You talk about Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, headlining those Dallas Cowboy offenses. Everything ran through 22 for those former 90s Super Bowl championship winning teams. Speaking of championship teams in the 80s and 90s, how about Joe Montana? The man went out on top. Not too bad for good old 1-6. Chinmay, if you had to create a short list of a guy that you wanted to give the ball to in one 60-minute football game, winner take all, Joe Montana would be on the short list of quarterbacks that you would have to name. One of the best big game quarterbacks in NFL history. He is in this series as well, a part of 13 total headliners, guys. We also have some great secondaries as well who are all available, all from different eras. Rodney Harrison, the great hard-hitting safety. You probably now see him. You're going to see him tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football as an on-field analyst. But back in the day, he won a part of, I believe, 3 Super Bowl championships with the New England Patriots manning their secondary as one of the best safeties of the modern era. Devon Achane, we're very Dolphin-flooded in this jersey series. The third headliner Dolphin that we have available, the great modern day running back for Miami, and Jimmy Smith, one of my favorite underrated wide receivers of the 2000s. Did not have the best quarterback play with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Mark Brunell was probably, an elder Mark Brunell was probably the best quarterback he ever had the chance of lining up alongside. No disrespect to Mark Brunell. We get him all the time here in the break room. Sorry, Mark. But Jimmy Smith finishing out that jersey series. So let's talk about that baseball bat, shall we? Again, I talked about the Fall Classic when you were walking out here, Chinmay. $63. There's something in the air. That nice smell of pine wood, of pine, maple, ash. All of these bats and more are available, guys. We are now fully operational. We are up and running. 30 for 30, no ESPN included for this baseball bat series, guys. Alongside a couple of other things that we're adding to it. Couple lids, couple jerseys. Doesn't get much better than this. All of these headliners are available. We have 18 of these bad boys for an insane price point, guys, of just $63 on a single. I'm going to go through these headliners in a second. That's the single box break to $63. The double is $126, guys. And then I'll break down the divisions as well and show you guys what you can get into for the some of the double ups that are available. Let's start left to right, shall we? Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the most talented players, Chinmay, in modern baseball history.
So Acuna is, I did double check. He is in the series. He's just wasn't listed in the description.
Okay.
But he is now. He is now. He is in the series.
We can't confirm that 13 is trapped in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
We can't confirm that.
Yeah. I looked at the graphic and then I looked at the list and I was like, well, this could be a problem if Acuna's not in the series, but he is in the series.
That's definitely a popular guy to go for. The Atlanta, we get a lot of Atlanta Braves merch. We have a lot of Georgians, I guess we could call you guys, people that grew up Atlanta Braves fans. If you grew up watching baseball in the 90s, I believe by association you either had to be a Yankees fan or a Braves fan because they were always in contention every single season. Now in the modern day era for the Atlanta Braves, still very, very relevant. They had an injury-riddled 2025 season this past year. Ronald Acuna sadly at the forefront of that, but the year prior, Chinmay, he was the first ever member of the 40-70 club in baseball history. Created his own club. That's how special of a talent he is. Speaking of special talents, how about number 8 on the New York Yankees? You shouldn't need to know his name to understand how great he is. I was lucky enough to pull this guy in the last baseball series we did, Yogi Berra. Most known for his Yogiisms. The game is 90% physical. The other half is mental. You can go on and on. Him and Casey Stengel with those Yankees teams back in the day created some of the most quotable athlete quotes even in modern times. A 10-time World Series champion for the New York Yankees. Talk about having a stranglehold on a particular sport. You talk about all the greats in New York Yankees franchise history. It started with Ruth and Gehrig. Then he moved to the Yankee Clipper and Joe DiMaggio. Then you move to probably the most popular Yankee, not named Babe Ruth, and Mickey Mantle all time. You have guys like Reggie Jackson, who highlighted the Yankees in the 70s, Donnie Mattingly in the 80s and 90s, and of course Jeter, A-Rod, Bernie Williams, Posada, Rivera in the modern era. But Yogi Berra, the winningest Yankees player, him and Whitey Ford, in New York Yankees history. He is in this baseball series on a jersey for you guys. Just a $63 price point for the most accomplished catcher in Major League Baseball history. Speaking of accomplished catcher, first time I'm seeing this guy in a baseball series here at UA. Hopefully not the last. This guy might be interviewing for some potential managerial jobs in the near future. How about Yadier Molina, the greatest defensive catcher in recent baseball history? Yadi, I would have to see how many times he's won a Gold Glove, man. Did not do my Yadier Molina research coming in, but man, St. Louis Cardinals, great. Hall of Famer? Possibly.
Yeah. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Now, for his defensive prowess, of course, he's one of the best defensive catchers ever by any metric, any eye test.
9-time Gold Glove Award winner.
Not bad. Not bad. Now, the offense...
2-time World Series champion, too, though.
Correct. 2006 and then 2011 for Yadier Molina. So,
and he has two silver medals in the World Baseball Classic.
something that should definitely be in consideration anytime you're talking about a player's collective legacy.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
I would say so. Oh, for sure. A lot of people talk about if you're going to put Salvador Perez in the Hall of Fame, it's a potential guy. You have to put Yadier Molina as a potential guy as well. Buster Posey is in that same breath as well. So Joe Mauer just got in not too long ago. So I agree. I think Yadier should be. I don't think he's a first ballot inductee. But just because his offensive numbers are not eye-popping, he was a career league average guy. But just because of Baseball Hall of Fame standards, it is by far the hardest Hall of Fame to get into. So just by those standards, it's really, really hard.
Are you a big, not to completely, throw your train of thought on this baseball series, which, by the way, you should jump into. 20 headliners. I did double check it. It is actually 20 headliners in 30 boxes. Woo! So a 2/3 chance at a headliner right off the bat. So definitely jump into that baseball series and help us knock that out after a phenomenal game 1 on yesterday and what should be a great game 2 tonight and what should be hopefully a long World Series. But not to completely derail your train of thought. Are you a big first ballot Hall of Famer or like second ballot? Like does that really matter? And I say this because you called a lot of baseball.
I did.
And seem to be a big baseball guy. Like, does that really matter to voters? Like, this guy's a Hall of Famer, but I don't want him to be a first ballot Hall. Like, should that really matter?
So, I mean, honestly, that's an amazing question because it is a very relevant thing. Now, the problem with the Baseball Hall of Fame here, and we don't need to take up the whole show. There's a lot of issues. The problem with it, like briefly, is because baseball writers, and again, we're human beings that vote on this, right? Specifically, baseball writers in general and journalists, they have personal biases and preferences.
100%.
Now, to go from one train of thought to the other, just as a quick analogy, and I'll get back on track here, but you look at Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens was crucified by writers because of how he was to the media over the course of his career. A guy like Curt Schilling, arguably the best postseason pitcher ever because of what he literally talked about. I'm not going to quote him on air, but just type in Curt Schilling journalist and the story will explain itself. But it's the hardest bar to get into because there is this unwritten rule of a mortality clause for baseball guys. Now, we're coming out of the era where we have the steroid era in baseball where guys, did we take them? Did we not take them? So there's this weird clause, but now we're finally getting a group of guys post steroid era. So I think it's going to start becoming a lot clearer and things are going to be a lot easier to get in. Now, do I think that it really matters if you're first ballot or not? No. But at the same time, there is that inner circle where it's like a Mariano Rivera, he was one vote shy of becoming, or he was the first unanimous. Ichiro Suzuki, he was one vote shy. So that inner circle, that does matter compared to a guy that only got 77% of the vote.
Okay, so you're saying
and got in.
Right. I'm saying like as a voter, right? Like because what the fans think in this case is not really relevant. I'm saying as a voter, like if you're a Baseball Hall of Fame voter, does that matter? Like you look at a guy and you say, yeah, he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
So like that's where it becomes a problem because sometimes we have an over influx of names on the ballot because you only get 10 selections. Okay. Now the problem is because again, this is where the human element comes into play, and you have writers that are like, some guys are very, very particular, and I would be the same way. It's like, look, you're getting put into history. When you go to Cooperstown, New York, you want to bring the family up there for a trip, and you're a part of a chapter in baseball history. I want the inner circle of inner circle guys. I don't want borderline guys in there. That's my opinion. But you have guys that can use all 10 names on the ballot, or you have a guy that only puts 2 or 3.
Okay. All right.
So that's where the problem lies. And that's where sometimes you end up having a guy where it's like, oh, Derek Jeter. Well, I don't have to use him on my ballot. I have 10 other guys that I would rather put him on because, of course, he's going to be on everybody else's ballot. There are some writers that have publicly come out and spoken that way. So, it's all through personal preference. But, that's honestly a really great question, though. So, speaking of a guy, though, that was a no doubt first ballot Hall of Famer, a guy that finished with 449 career home runs, a 9-time Gold Glover in right field, one of the greatest arms I ever saw in the outfield, the 2004 American League MVP. Get him on a Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim lid, Vladimir Guerrero Sr. And Junior, he is actually 3 wins away since you talked about Game 2 happening tonight.
Yeah.
His son is actually on the precipice of doing something that he never accomplished, and that is put a World Series ring on his finger. Get him on a lid in this series, guys, for $63. Good morning to you, Daddy Fat Stacks. Okay, so good morning, Mr. Fat Stacks. Kyle Davis, did the first quarterback quad happen last night? Chinmay can confirm that for you.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
It did. We are on the second quad.
and real quick,
And
yeah,
we still got Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Mayfield, Goff, and Love. All the speed flexes, those 6 speed flexes that I mentioned, we still got them. So definitely jump in that quad and get that moving, because we still got 10 headliners available in 19 boxes. So the ratios are great for a chance to get these speed flexes. You got the Goff Love double up is right there.
yeah, as a possible double or quad possibility. So Kyle was asking if he had any hits as well. So Chinmay can pass that along to you really quick from any hits from last night, Kyle. Just as a heads up, brother, going forward, here at Ultimate Autographs, you can always go back on Twitch or YouTube. We have all of our live shows from previous shows. We're on every day at 9, 12, 3, and 6. So you can always go back, rewatch, and try to fast forward through certain points. Obviously, that can maybe be a little tedious, but
Yeah,
that's
Kyle.
another way to do it.
Kyle. He was in that quad, which is I'm guessing why he's asking, and he did win something. He won the Drew Brees authentic. So
let's go!
Congratulations to Kyle for
Nice round of applause.
nabbing that Drew Brees authentic. Drew Brees, one of my favorite quarterbacks growing up watching football, and one of the quarterbacks who, like, there's some quarterbacks and players that just represent the franchise and the city beyond playing football. Drew Brees for New Orleans is that guy.
Well, I mean, I think any Louisiana if that's what you guys address yourself down in the boot. I mean, he arrived there, during Katrina, and that was honestly a huge. If you remember the story,
Big risk.
It was a big risk, not only for that, but I mean, risk. But I mean, well, it was Miami was the favorite to land Breeze that was recruiting him, and then Sean Payton and Sean Payton sounds like one of the best negotiators ever. Honestly, he's a very, very persuasive fellow from what it sounds like to me, and he was able to convince Drew Brees to come down there, and of course,
The shoulder was also the issue. The Dolphins weren't convinced that the shoulder had completely healed, and. If they had been convinced, Nick Saban might have still been in the NFL.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Nick Saban at the time. Yeah, the Dolphins head coach. That's right, before he created his legacy in Bama. So, really,
Crimson Tide fans are like, you don't want to think about that alternate reality.
Yeah, I was gonna say So, Dolphins fans, let me know in the chat, Nick Saban or Mike McDaniel right now. Who are you guys feeling? Who are you guys feeling? Start that one real quick. All right, guys, back into baseball. Of course, it's the Fall Classic. I'm going to take my time in this. We don't get a lot of baseball series, guys, here in the room. So sit back, relax, and strap it down, as a certain famous broadcaster always like to put it. So we left off with Acuna, Berra, Molina, Vladimir Sr., and how about Julio Rodriguez? One of the most, you talk about 5-tool talent players. Chinmay, this guy is a 5-tool ball player across the board. The face of the Seattle Mariners franchise, and that's saying something, considering they have a catcher that just bombed out 60 home runs in a historic season. Julio was just a win away. They were a singular run away from possibly getting themselves into their first Fall Classic, but George Springer happened in Toronto, is now 3 wins away from possibly winning their first World Series since Touch 'Em All Joe, Go Crazy, and the walk-off in 93 for Joe Carter. This is where things are going to get emotional. I have a box of Kleenex over here. I don't have a lot of Cardinals and White Sox memorabilia in this room, so please just let me have my moment for my guy, Frank Thomas. I've actually been lucky. I don't know if this was with you, Chinmay, or maybe it was with Alex. I had a Frank Thomas and an Ozzie Guillen actually go in the same show.
Oh yeah, that's the end. That's your UA career peaked after that. There's nothing topping that
everywhere. Yeah, no, that was last Sunday actually. So I had a Thomas in the jersey And then an Ozzie Guillen, when we had our last jersey or our last bat series, he was a hidden gem. So Frank Thomas, the big hurt, 1993, 1994 American League MVP, 527 career home runs. Finished his career with the Oakland Athletics and the Toronto Blue Jays because freaking Kenny Williams. But the greatest hitter and greatest player in Chicago White Sox franchise history, 2005 World Series champion. Good morning, Mario. What's up, Mr. Contrucci? And Kyle said nice and wondering if any upcoming breaks, so I should know what to get into now. If you're a baseball guy, Kyle, doesn't get any better than this. If you're looking for football, I can definitely guide you and Chinmay as well in that direction. Feel free to let me know which sport you prefer, my friend. I'm going to go straight down here instead of going left to right. Pete Alonso, the polar bear. Where is he going to end up this coming off season? He arguably is the biggest free agent.
He's not going to end up with the White Sox. I can tell you that. I can rule out one franchise for sure.
You know, there's 29 other teams you could have named first. You know that, right?
No, I'm most sure about this one.
Man, you know what? We have Miguel Vargas. We don't need Pete Alonso.
All right.
No, I can't even convince myself of that. But the polar bear, look. If you're a New York Mets fan or just a baseball fan, you see this guy year in and year out dominating the home run derby. He's also one of the most durable players that's underrated. This guy consistently puts up 40 homers, 100 runs batted in, and he's actually starting to hit for, and I'm not an old head. I don't care about batting average. I really don't, because I'm much more of a baseball metrics guy. But he is starting to cut down on his swing and miss rate. He's starting to hit for a higher average. I think he hit close to 270. Mark McAdams said Astros, I wish. Yeah, Mark, unfortunately, Christian Walker signing, which I love Christian Walker, by the way, when he was with Arizona, one of the most underrated players in baseball. But unfortunately, his age started to show a little bit this past year. So especially in that first half. What's available in the vault, Mario? I'll hop into that in just a second, bud. Freddie Freeman, World Series champion, Atlanta Braves.
Two-time.
Yep, Atlanta Brave, and then he went to the Dodgers.
And World Series MVP last year.
Correct, World Series MVP Freddie Freeman on the same team as a guy like Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. So you got to be pretty damn good. I would say with certainty, ever since his debut, and again, we're getting the back half of Pujols' career.
Sure.
He has been and again, peak Paul Goldschmidt was nothing to sniff at either.
Yeah.
But he has been the best first baseman in baseball since he established his prime in Atlanta. If he retired after this World Series, Chinmay, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, for sure.
In Freddie Freeman.
He's one of the best postseason players of the last decade.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a huge thing, right? Because baseball is such a formality where you get such a great modern day player like a Mike Trout, right? Who unfortunately did not have good enough teams to get him in many, if any, postseason appearances. He only played in one postseason series ever. But Freddie was lucky enough to play on some great teams spearheaded by him, and he made it matter most in the postseason. So
he won last year. He won last year's World Series MVP playing through like 6 different injuries.
Yeah, and he's dealt with the foot injury this season as well. I think he dealt with that foot injury last year also.
Yeah, ankle. It was an ankle issue. It was a foot issue. I think he had an elbow problem too.
And then
there was the infection or his family had like some like flu thing going around.
Well, Charlie, his one of his sons, he was hospitalized for quite a while. It was a very serious situation for his son Charlie, and he had to play through that emotionally. And he never wanted to leave Atlanta. He was their adopted son in Georgia, and just came down to one of those situations where money talks. And the Dodgers just continuously print money off season in and off season out. So really quick for you here, Mario, what we have available: 8 boxes left, 4 headliners available here in this Vault series for you, my man. The headliners available: Bo Nix on this military camouflage authentic, and Tom Brady. Doesn't get much better than Tom Brady, Mario, for $101 to get yourself in on that. And the headliners in the secondary section: Warren Moon and Let James Cook, the Buffalo Bills running back. And back to baseball we go. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm annoying you with this, but got the ball rolling in the double baseball break. Mark,
I see Mark in there. Yeah.
Mark, you are the freaking man. Down to 7 spots left. I can't give you a Houston Astros shout out. Not because I'm one of those guys which by the way, Mark, I was in attendance in 2021 where you guys pummeled the crap out of us and knocked us out of game 4 of the ALDS. I remember sitting up in the 300 sections with my dad. My dad has been a Chicago White Sox fan since 1959. since he was 9 years old, the Go-Go White Sox, when we lost to the Dodgers in the 59 World Series. The guy is crying before the game. Like, he's like, the intro's coming in and he's getting emotional. So we took a 1-0 lead against Lance McCullers in the second inning, and then Houston scored 10 straight runs after that. The game got so out of hand that it was a whiteout. So shirts that looked like this, they were all white towels and shirts that were given out before the game. In the upper 300 level section, people are tying the promotional towels together and they're dropping them down into the 100 sections. And this whole collective thing, and it was a really bad look. We start screaming, FL Tuve, obviously, as he gets in a lot of visiting parks. We all know the reasons why for, those collections of Astros teams. And so what does he do? He hits a 3-run nuke against Liam Hendricks, and I think the 7th or 8th inning. That put the game out of reach. And it was the last time the Sox were in a postseason game, and it's been downhill ever since. But Cosner and Freeman bats are really awesome. Really good items in that break. Yeah, so I'm going to get into those breaks there in a second, Mark, to see what the divisions are going to look like for some double box break opportunities for these baseball bats. How about Corey Seager? I believe a World Series MVP in his own regard when the Texas Rangers won their first ever World Series. I was going to say, please verify that for me. He went from the Dodgers to the Rangers. He got one of the biggest contracts in MLB history.
He's a 2-time World Series MVP.
Right, in the COVID year with the Dodgers in 2020 against Tampa Bay. So, thank you for that. So, selling Corey short here. Yeah. One of the best shortstops in the modern era. One of the biggest shortstops. The power left-handed bat of Corey Seager. One of my favorites to watch. Him and Simeon, a part of that $1 billion infield of signings for the Rangers. People thought that they were crazy because they didn't think they had a good enough roster to build around those two guys. Well, guess who's laughing now? They got a World Series out of it. They've been very injured ever since, but they're still going to be in contention in that AL West going into next season. Corbin Carroll. You talk about a guy that I like to call him Mighty Mouse. He's about 5'7", 5'8" on a good day. He just had a 30-30 campaign this past year for Arizona. Awesome player in the desert. Him, Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo. They field one of the best position player cores in all of Major League Baseball. That would be a part, of course, an Arizona Diamondbacks hit. The man of the hour, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Probably the most popular current player we have in this series. Of course, you have Rivera, Trout, more popular all-time players. But current modern-day baseball media, just this past couple of weeks, he's been on front-page news for baseball. From his Yankees lose comments to the Blue Jays making, of course, their first World Series appearance since 1993. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has had a star-studded season, the $500 million man. He's had one of the most accomplished postseasons, Chinmay, in recent baseball history.
Ever.
Yeah, ever.
Not just recent.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah.
He's hitting pretty close to 500.
Yeah.
Which is, you want to talk about some of the hardest things to do in sports. Hitting a baseball in general is very difficult.
Well, also the luck when you do make contact, if it actually finding grass or getting over the wall.
So making contact is the first battle, right? The vast majority of the population can't even do that. Now to hit and put it in play, right? Now you hit the ball, now you got to put it in play. That's another part of the battle, right? You foul it off a lot. This guy not only hitting the ball, not only putting it in play, but putting it in play in a big way. I believe he leads the team in home runs this postseason too. And he's just come up with big hits. And the Rangers the Blue Jays are looking like they can get this thing done if their offense kicks into high gear like it did against the Yankees. Died a little bit in that Mariners series, but they broke out for 11 runs last night in a big win to take that 1-0 lead.
So Chinmay's an honest man. He was very, very close, very, very accurate. So he's had 47 at-bats through 12 postseason games. The best pitching you're going to see all year long in the postseason. 21 for 47, 6 homers, 12 RBIs, 3 doubles. Good for an average of 447.
Yeah,
and an OPS of 1,400.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not your usual day at the office, to say the least. So make sure to go get Vladimir Guerrero Jr. because his stock is rising with every given day. Got $63 in the single, and then for the double, let's see if I can do math. Or was that
126?
126. Thank you, 126 there for the double. Mike Trout. on this GOAT bat. This is awesome, guys. This is probably my favorite bat. Chinmay and I saw this in our last bat series. The same one. It had a GOAT on it. The 27 GOAT. The GOAT for Mike Trout.
Yeah.
And I think you talked about it. He's like, you don't expect him to be the type of guy to sign something like that, right?
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't come off in that way. And, whether that's a good or bad thing, like we can debate, like, he should be the face of baseball and whatnot and all those things. But yeah, it's very odd to see him sign like that. Just knowing his personality.
I would say so. Are we all good on all things over there? Just want to double check to make sure.
All good as in like.
Okay, we're all good.
Streaming?
We're all up.
Yeah.
I had a 1 out of 3 here for a quick couple
okay.
seconds. So
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure we're up and live.
No,
with the
yeah, we're
folks.
good.
So,
Yeah.
Mariano Rivera. What more can you say? Nobody can wear his number anymore in the game because of his greatness. Now, of course, ironically, that was because of Jackie Robinson and his 42.
Mm-hmm.
But if Jackie Robinson, well, let's all thank God, by the way, that Jackie Robinson did exist. But saying if hypothetically he didn't, Mariano Rivera would also be a reason why people shouldn't wear the number 42. When you needed 3 outs to get, there was no better player in history that you want coming out of that bullpen than Mo.
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
He was the guy.
You basically, you were done. Like, you basically, for a long time against the Yankees with Rivera, you were playing an 8-inning game against them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and they had some, he originally, the Panama great and Mariano Rivera, he was setting up games even during their first couple of runs to John Wetland. John Wetland was their original closer, and then he obviously superseded him. And Joe Torre's back end of his bullpen. But yeah, I mean, what more can you say about Mariano Rivera? 5-time World Series champion for Mo. And the crazy thing is, when you talk about baseball, Chinmay, they called it the core 4 between Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, Derek Jeter, and himself. It's insane because you come out for 3 outs of a game and you're a part of a core 4. You don't pitch every day. And it's just that shows you the level of prowess that Mariano Rivera had. Over 600 career saves, by far and away the most in MLB history. That might be one of the most unbreakable marks in baseball, which, by the way, has a lot of unbreakable career milestones in it. Kevin Costner, the Field of Dreams. We talked about it. Mark McAdams loves the Field of Dreams, apparently. We all love Kevin Costner. One of the best actors in terms of being in baseball films and just a lot of athlete films in general. So Field of Dreams, one of my personal
You want to talk
favorites.
about a timeless item in the break room.
Oh, my God.
This is one of them.
Yep. You ever been to the Field of Dreams?
I have not, which is a bit sad because I was born and grew up in Iowa. So that is one that I will probably not live down for a while. But hey, there's always an opportunity to go out there and check it out.
I love the state of Iowa. I love corn. I love the Hawkeyes. I love the Cyclones. I know I can't love both. I'm just naming Iowa-based things off the top of my head. Shout out to Cream Corn. But look, I don't go to Iowa for very many things, even though it's one of our bordering states that we have near us. But personally, when I went to the Field of Dreams, when I think I was 8 or 9 years old with my parents, I could still remember it to this day. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life. Just being able to see the cornfields out on the outfield. Field of Dreams was, I think, that and The Sandlot were my first 2 baseball movies that I ever watched. So just being able to see that in person, that was the first time that I was ever able to actually see a set, technically, of a movie, in person after seeing the movie on screen. So, and it really developed my love for baseball. Only at 8 or 9 years old, you talk about an all-time impression right there. So,
they did MLB did a Field of Dreams game a few years ago. I believe the White Sox played in it.
They did. Yeah, that was one of the best regular season games in recent baseball memory. 2021, Tim Anderson with a walk-off 2-run homer to right field.
It's coming back in 2026.
Yeah, so they've been doing it. I think they've been doing it. This past year they did the NASCAR series. They did that, and then they had the Cubs and Reds play.
Cubs and Reds did it
at the Field of Dreams as well. So very, very cool. So let's see here. Gets the. Good morning, Bob Boulay. Bob, I've been seeing you, buddy. Type into the chat. Said that, Pettit was a part of the core 4 and not Bernie Williams. So, Yeah, Andy Pettitte is considered a part of that core four. Bernie Williams, I always considered him as well, but yeah, the actual core four that they say is Pettitte. Also, Andy Pettitte, obviously. Now, you talk about a guy who should be a Hall of Famer. I always loved Andy Pettitte, but, reasons on why he never got inducted. But, Bob's the Yankees guy. We got a lot of New York sports fans, so love me some Bob Lay.
We are one to go in the Jersey series, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for some closer magic, that Jersey series is where it's at.
John Smoltz also rounding out the headliners in this series, guys. Getting around the rest of the series, as Chinmay just mentioned. One spot away from getting into our first break for this Jersey series, guys. A lot of photo headliners in here. Jordan Love, Lawrence Taylor, Anquan Bolden, Warren Moon, Terry Bradshaw, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Dan Marino, Emmitt Smith, and Joe Montana. Every single photoed headliner is still available in this series. And guess what? Secondary headliners all still available. So out of the 4 boxes that have been broken into, all of them have been hidden gems. So these headliners are waiting to be broken into, guys. Who is going to get that first headliner out of this series? We're about to find out.
Yeah.
So that just closed out. So shout out to you guys for getting that done. John Smoltz, by the way, guys, was the last person in this baseball series. Jim Thome, Adley Rutschman, Dansby Swanson, Edgar Martinez, and Raleigh Fingers. First time I've seen Raleigh Fingers with his famous curly Q mustache. Speaking of a Yankees great and Oakland Athletics great in Raleigh Fingers. So awesome series there for baseball, but let's get this Jersey series.
Yep, that Jersey series is good to go.
Underway. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All the headliners still available.
Headliners all still available, and something just for you guys really quick before we get into our first break. It is only right for you guys to be aware of our ad contest. Good morning, Ashley. Before I even get into this, it's funny how Ashley types the most recent winner of our ad contest, and so she appears. Ashley says, y'all probably already answered, but what team would Costner fall under? So Costner, I'm going to go into that series break really quick. I did not answer that, Ashley, but that's actually, I believe that's going to be a cinema.
There's a cinema category.
Yeah, a cinema category, so that would fall under Costner. So,
and that's where Costner goes in.
I'll go into that and show you guys that after we do the Jersey break.
The cinema category also includes the Cubs.
Yeah, so there you go. Have a nice double up opportunity there. So for Mr. Costner and the Cubs, but for you guys that win a lot of our memorabilia here, you don't want to play in this room if you're not going to end up catching any dubs, right? So for those that do, not only do you get rewarded with some of the best memorabilia items out there, you are also have a chance to earn some UA credit back as well. A $250 gift card for first place, Chinmay. We recommend you guys recording about a 15 to 30 second reaction for you guys whenever you open up one of your merchandise. All you have to do, 15-second video. Now, what I'm recommending, we inspire creativity. We want you guys to get as creative as possible. Again, Ashley, very, very creative with hers. It was an awesome video for Ashley. We actually have your video available. So if you guys want to see an example of what that was like, Ashley, with your permission, of course, I would actually like to show an example just so you guys know what you can get into, because Chinmay, I don't know about you, but I do like getting some free coin. So, and there's nothing wrong with not finishing first. We also have a $100 UA gift card for second and 50 for third as well. Do have links to the videos that won the unboxing previously. So, as I mentioned, we actually have Ashley's video available to show if we could. But again, that's totally up to Ash. That is her own permission. But we're going to get into this jersey break first, guys. I'm going to need one number for the jerseys. The jersey numbers are down on the ticker below. Please. Also for that baseball series, guys, 20 total headliners. Yeah, Joe, what's going on, Joe? Good morning. He says, I want to see that. So, Ashley, are you a woman of the people? Give the people what they want to see. But it's also a really good example too as well, right? So kind of just see, I mean, that's the way that I want to learn. I want to see how the winners do it.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't know what that copy and pasted, but that was not it. First one of the show, guys. First break, going to be 11 times around we go. Joseph, good to see you this morning, my man. Got 20 eyeballs on us right now, just around the 10:20 hour Central Time here in the Chicagoland area. Look at that. Joe and Ashley both going with 29 at the same time. You guys typing on the same keyboard, or that's don't see that very often. Especially we have 26 boxes left and you guys guessed the same number. That's pretty awesome stuff. All right, so this is how the divisions are going to shake down. Thank you. Aaron Custer, you're going to look for the NFC North, my man. If you want to make Chinmay's morning, you're going to be looking for that Jordan Love and that NFC North for the jerseys.
Let's get the Jordan Love jersey and the Jordan Love helmet.
And then Chinmay will wear both. And then he'll do his best Jordan.
I will not be wearing both.
And then Chinmay will do his best Jordan Love impression.
I won't be wearing both only because no one who's winning those items wants me to wear both. That is the only reason why.
Unless we can get an all-8 unanimous vote from the people in that break to either have the jersey or the helmet be worn.
Good luck with that.
Aaron Custer in the North, Joseph Villafane in the South, John Narvaez in the NFC East, Brett Kelly in the NFC West. What's going on, BK? Good to see you. Ashley with the little box collar magic alongside Joseph. In the AFC North, James Mizuski. Let me know if I'm saying that right, James, if you're tuning in, my friend. A first-timer. Let us know your favorite player, favorite team, and how you heard about Ultimate Autographs. Joseph with the second spot in the AFC East, and Christopher Rose rounding things out in the AFC West. 29 out of 30. Box number 29. Is that the Devon Achane number? Achane 29? Possibly. You know, maybe a little Miami Dolphin. Achane, a secondary headliner. Good morning, Mr. Kane. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, sports fans. Very, very nice intro. Okay, so we are going to have... So the headliners are going to stay intact, guys. This is a very, very cool one, however. This is going to be a nice throwback. Funny enough, if you guys watched the 3 o'clock show yesterday with me and Robbie Lopez, I actually had a fun little story about this guy. If you are familiar with how this guy played back in his days as a Kansas City Chief, a 6'1", 250-pound running back, a 2-time Pro Bowler, a 1-time All-Pro, had a very short career, spanned just 6 years, but he had a dynamic 1989 season that finished with nearly 1,500 rushing yards. He was known as the Nigerian Nightmare. That can only be one man. That's number 35, Christian Okoye. Christian Okoye for the Kansas City Chiefs. Sit there. The nice JSA certification for Christopher Rose. Christopher Rose, probably not the NFL Network / MLB Network correspondent. Christopher Rose, I'd be shocked if it was. Christian Okoye, going to you, Christopher Rose. One of the dopest nicknames that you can ever get as a sports player. The Nigerian Nightmare.
For sure.
That is awesome. So, hate to steal Robbie's story, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to give him credit for it. But we pulled a Steve Atwater jersey yesterday. So, obviously, Atwater, the Hall of Fame linebacker for the Broncos. Christian Okoye ended up recalling, what was the hardest hit that you've ever had in your career? And Okoye actually ended up saying that he was nearly hospitalized because he got hit so hard one time from Steve Atwater. He went straight up in the air, fell right on his back. And when he woke up, he said that he had basically everybody was circled around looking down at him. Yeah. He said that he saw about 10 or 11 Steve Atwater circling around him. So he got hit that hard that he Steve multiplied by 10. So an awesome career, though. A guy that did not debut, again, Nigerian Nightmare, born in Nigeria. He did not debut, Chinmay, until he was 26 years old, classified as a fullback at 6'1", 250. So, one of the better fullbacks in NFL history.
Right.
So, guys, where to go from here?
We are going to a mini break.
Awesome. Very, very cool. So, mini. Is that going to be a regular break or a...
Double.
Regular double break. Okay, very cool. Nice to have the minis back up on the boards, guys, because we did just have the personals going on yesterday, so... Just writing this up for Chris real quick. After this mini double break, guys, just because we're probably going to round some things out, of course. If you're a Saturday morning regular, you know what Chinmay and I like to do. We're going to get into those sweet Saturday morning spread picks. Might have to trademark that for you, and these sweet Saturday morning spread picks. But first, most importantly, going to get into that mini. I love myself a good mini. I actually started, I'm actually starting my PC for my minis. Got myself a Trey McBride. So,
nice.
You know, of course, you know, shocker, a little bias there, but, you know, pretty good guy to start with. Had 2 touchdowns this past week.
Not bad.
Because, you know, passing the ball in Arizona is a week in, week out struggle. But last week, you know, obviously against your Green Bay Packers, we were right there to the very end. So, how was your heart rate during that game? I'm pretty sure you were confident from the beginning to end that you guys would pull that out, but
Never a doubt.
Never a doubt. Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised with Jacoby's backup play.
He was a longtime starter in the league and longtime player in the league. So obviously he's going to have some experience. Not to mention the skill players were stepping up for Arizona. You guys had some ridiculous catches.
Yeah,
especially on third down. Very frustrating.
Yep. Surprisingly, guys like Zay Jones have stepped up for us in a big way. He had a really nice game. Michael Wilson has been nice. Marvin Harrison is a big third down play guy who we go to. He just doesn't get targeted in any other situation. But I'm going to need 2 numbers, guys, by the way. 2 numbers for the minis. Whoa. I typed a totally different word there. Numbers for the minis. So as we get closer to the 10:30 hour here, guys, shout out to Eric, Joseph, William, and Bill. Looking for you 4 fine gentlemen to drop 2 numbers for us as, again, we get closer to the 10:30 hour here. On the West Coast, you guys are probably just getting your day started on a Saturday morning. It's about 8:30 out there, getting close to lunchtime on the East Coast. So let us know how your mornings are going. How's your weekend going to shape up? The last weekend before Halloween. Hopefully, you're spending it with Chinmay and I today. And then tomorrow it'll be me and Dom Pellegrini. So Dom going to be working for Alex Neatling. So Dom is going to be taking all 3 of Alex's shows tomorrow. Cool. So, good morning, Charles. What's going on, Nelly Belly? Good to see you this morning. So, what's left in the vault? He asks. So in the vault series, there, Charles. Got some great options here for you, and I got a very good answer as well. Tom Brady is indeed still left in this vault series. He's one of 2 photo headliners available. Just to let you know, Charles, 8 spots left in the double, 6 spots in the single. Gets the movement going on there, $101. Tom Brady authentic, Bo Nix camouflage authentic as well for the Denver Broncos lid. And then 2 secondary headliners, Warren Moon and let James Cook. 8 boxes left, 1 in 2 chance of getting yourself a headliner in that vault. So guys, I'll give it about another 10 seconds for Eric, Joseph, William, the new guy, Eric, and Bill doing the wheel. We're gonna get 2 numbers here.
All right.
Looks like we're gonna be getting some wheel action. Spin that wheel. All right. All right. Not seeing anything there, Chinmay, so it's going to be some wheel action. Let's pop a wheelie. All right, 2 times around we go. This will be for the minis. Just so you guys know, the minis, 18 total minis, 9 available headliners. Number 9 for the minis.
9 is not available.
Okay, what are the other 2 closest?
8 and 10. So we got
Picker wheel time.
wheel for that.
Okay, 8 and 10 for the picker wheel. Man, yesterday was crazy. The randomizer was like down for like an hour yesterday, so was trying to scramble all day yesterday to find something more efficient. And it's going to be box number 8, Chinmay. 8 for the first one. And then the next wheel option for you guys. Appreciate it, my man. Okay, and then, you know what, Joseph? I'm going to honor your wishes because you just got that in right before I spun the wheel. So I'm going to go with 13. Do we have 13?
We do have 13.
Awesome. So 13 for you, Joseph. My finger literally hit the button as that comment came in. So I'm going to honor your wishes, my friends. So 13 it is. Hopefully it ends up bringing you some good box color magic. We know how often that happens here in the break room. So for the headliners in this series, guys, Eric Dickerson, Emmitt Smith, Ray Lewis, George Kittle, C.D. Lamb. There's my guy, Trey McBride, up on that board. So Jordan Love would make Chinmay happy. Trey McBride would... I'll be happy as a clam throughout the rest of my Saturday. I'll be smiling ear to ear. Thurman Thomas and Mike Olstad, 2 backfield legends for their respective franchises, line the backfield for them. Eric Burns in the NFC North, Eric Zafford in the NFC South, Bill Warden in the NFC East, and William Conover in the NFC West, the new guy. Welcome in, William. Good luck. Some beginner's luck to you. Bill in the AFC North. Joseph, you got the AFC South in your one spot, my friend. So AFC South looking for a hidden gem there up on the board. Awesome, thank you. No, I appreciate it, Joseph. Eric in the AFC East and Bill in the AFC West. So we're gonna start off with box number 8 here. Crack open our first of 2 minis. You feel any headliners coming out of here? And which one are you feeling? Out of those headliners.
Let's give you some good vibes here. Let's get Trey McBride.
Trey McBride? I love some Trey McBride, but instead, we're going to start off with a different position on the offensive side of the ball. For one particular season, he was the greatest running back of all time for this one particular season. Somehow did not win MVP that year. However, he still goes down to this day for the most rushing yards in a single season with 2,103 rushing yards. That's ED, Mr. Eric Dickerson, part of the St. Louis/Los Angeles Rams. Nice vintage mini helmet there. That's going to be an NFC West hit for the new guy. We got
new customer magic.
New customer magic. A little newbie luck in the chat. Round of applause going towards the way of William Conover. William, come over and get your Eric Dickerson mini hit. That is great, man.
Phenomenal. Great way to start off your break room career.
Can't start much better.
Eric Dickerson also has the Hall of Fame 99 inscription on there.
Yep.
So got an inscription on that mini as well. Great start, William. Congratulations on the Eric Dickerson mini.
Good morning, Brett. He said, hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Who won the jersey? So that was a Christian Okoye jersey, Brett. And that went to Christopher Rose.
Yep.
That went to Christopher Rose. Oh, sorry about that, Bob. I was off by 2 yards. I thought it was 2103. Thank you, Bob. Second correction of the show. Thank you for that, my man. 2105, not 2103. You know what? Rumor is that the last rush of that season, he actually got dropped back for 2 yards. And they decided to say, you know what? The run didn't count. Let's keep it at 2105. It just looks a lot better. Joseph says, nice hit. Hopefully, Joseph, the box that you called is going to be yours. So something we do a lot on weekends, dude, especially on Sundays for some reason. Back-to-back Sunday shows. I don't know if I showed you it, but we created a literal mini pyramid 2 straight Sundays.
I saw that.
Bro, it was nuts. Like, I mean, it was really, really cool. So, nice try, LOL. Yeah, no, I was gonna say our stat corrector, Bob Boulay, in the chat.
Yeah.
So just as a heads up, guys, we are now down to 17 minis and 8 total headliners. So still very, very good ratios going for. A little bit less than a 50% chance. Nice first win. Appreciate the good words there, Jordan. Thank you there, my man. Still got 19 total viewers, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching us pull back-to-back headliners. And we're going to be going straight into the backfield again instead of going out to the NFC West. Wow, I developed a list there. I got so excited. We're dropping down to the NFC South. Get ready to fire those cannons down in Tampa Bay. It's the best fullback, certainly in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history. And I would even go as far as to say the greatest fullback in NFL history. Mike Allstott, baby. The do-it-all fullback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for the John Gruden-led 2002 Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That defense gets talked about quite a lot, and understandably so.
Yeah.
But he was really the gadget player that could do everything. You talk about the goal line touchdown scorer, an awesome pass protection blocker, a great run blocker, and an even better leader in those clubhouses for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They had some phenomenal offensive players too, and Mike Allstott definitely one of them.
Yeah.
And does it have what's the inscription on that one? Or is there an inscription on that one?
So it just has his regular signature.
Okay.
There is not the fire the cannons.
Okay, he usually does do the fire the cannons inscription.
If you can make this out for me, that would be great. What's below the signature? Awesome, Eric. Going to a good dude. Eric is the king of our minis. Eric certainly knows how to collect a nice pile of minis for his collection.
Yeah, I mean, this is anyone's guess, really.
So I believe Mike Allstott may have learned Mandarin or Braille just to sign that, because that's very, very hard to read.
It's interesting.
It might just be an additional part of his signature.
Yeah,
so,
I
you know
think
what,
so.
Eric, call Mike, give him a call. Be like,
Figure it out.
let me know what is on this. So, very, very nice hit for Mr. Safran. So I got to write both of these up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Dickerson and Mike Allstott. Where else are we going to? What does the room situation look like, Chinman?
We're pretty open on a lot of things. Surprised that there hasn't been as much action in the vault with the Brady and the QB room with the Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts available, all on speed flexes. But that being said, more opportunity for the people who are up and in the room right now to jump in.
27 of them.
Jump into the breaks now and get the headliners now before the afternoon and early evening crowd comes in and starts buying these things out. Also surprised that there hasn't been as much movement in the baseball break.
Yeah, guys, that baseball break, 20, count them, 20 total headliners available. All 30 boxes are available. Can't call them bats because not every single one of them are bats.
Not every single one is a bat. That's what threw me off when I was looking for the boxes.
That's how you know it's a good series, when the employees here at Ultimate Autographs also get stumped. It's like, wow, really? We're mixing it up this much? We really got thrown a curveball.
Yeah.
Going into this series here. Eric Dickerson Mini.
Plenty of double up opportunities in that baseball series. Price point, little bit steeper than this vault single, but again, the double, you throw up, you get two items. You throw in two items to have there.
So our closest that we have right now, guys, we have 6 spots left in the vault single, 6 spots left in the jerseys, 7 in the single box break for the quarterback room. I'm going to circle back around to that. But I do want to get a lot of emphasis on this baseball series overall, which, by the way, that QB room, guys, that is the Chase wheel spin. So keep that in mind. $158 price point for a load of speed flexes and authentics. Again, I will touch upon that in the next series. But I do want to end up doing a division breakdown. So this is something you and I can go into. Let's talk about the double break opportunities. Mark McAdams got the party started in here. 7 spots available left, guys. $126 a price point. You can get a lot of double up possibilities. So let's go over it here. So look at these divisions. So this is how the divisions are lined up. This is interesting how the formatting is. Did you happen to create it in the break sheet for a potential upcoming break for the baseball?
Yeah,
bat?
I did.
Okay. So I would rather just pull this up and hear that and see if it's okay. Baseball fall. So it is how it is on there. Okay, so we have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Baltimore Orioles. So for the Dodgers hit in this particular series as a headliner, that could be Corey Seager, or that could be a Texas Rangers hit if we have the Rangers available. So I'm reading these series for the first time, guys, as well as we're going up and down. Adley Rutschman is a secondary headliner. He most definitely would be. So my guess would be a Seager and Rutschman hit for the Dodgers and the Orioles. How about the Los Angeles Angels and the Cleveland Guardians? well, I think we all know who the Angels hit is going to be.
Yeah.
How about Sir Mike Trout? Look at that right there. The GOAT inscription right there. On the GOAT inscription, doesn't get much better for a bet right there. So Mike Trout is there on the bat as a part of the double box opportunities there for a double break. Cleveland Guardians spot as well. So for that Guardian spot, that's going to be for Jim Thome most likely. The Atlanta Braves, Milwaukee Brewers, and San Francisco Giants have a lot of possibilities there. Chinmay, if you wouldn't mind for me, my good man, I just got to step out for a quick second, but you mind just going through these double box breaks for the people at home?
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
I'll take care of it here. So we already talked about some of the double up opportunities with the headliners. I think the most important thing here is to know that the ratios are so great in this break. 20 headliners available in 30 boxes that you're pretty much guaranteed a headliner item. If you go into these double breaks, you're pretty much guaranteed at least one headliner item, because the headliners are going to pop up pretty routinely. If you get in that spot, you're pretty much guaranteed at least one headliner. And there are some good double up opportunities. You got Adley Rutschman and Freddie Freeman with that Dodgers-Orioles spot. The Angels, Guardians, obviously Mike Trout, Jim Thome in there with the Angels and Guardians. Braves, Brewers, and Giants. John Smoltz is there on the Braves, Brewers side, or Braves, Brewers, and Giants side. The Yankees, Pirates, and Phillies, Yogi Berra headlining that grouping. The Mariners, Cardinals, and Oakland A's. I should say Oakland A's. I think we should. I actually saw the site in Las Vegas where the A's were proposing to build their stadium, but that construction has not been halted quite yet. Yes, Charles, Freddie Freeman is a Dodger hit. That would be a Dodger hit with Freddie Freeman. Acuna on the list twice. Let me double check that. Okay, yeah. Yes, Acuna is on the list twice. I will fix that. Good catch, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's only one Acuna item in the series, and it is in fact the jersey. That is the only Acuna item in the series that is available. So that has been updated on the boards and in the break room descriptions as well. So yep, Acuna only in there once, and he would be part of the Braves division. And the Braves division also comes with the Brewers and Giants. So John Smoltz, Ronald Acuna in that Braves, Brewers, Giants division there. Blue Jays, White Sox, and Tigers. Well, you got Frank Thomas and Vlad Jr. in that Blue Jays, White Sox, Tigers division. That is not a bad double up there. Vlad Jr. and Frank Thomas, two guys who could absolutely mash it. Diamondbacks, Rangers, Marlins, D-backs, Rangers, Marlins. You got Corey Seager, two-time World Series MVP, the only player in MLB history to be a two-time World Series MVP in different leagues. Did it in the NL and in the AL. Eric is saying the message is posting on the Facebook. He's not posting on the Facebook feed. Eric, yeah, we've had some issues with the stream going in and out, but I'll amplify for you. So Eric is interested in trading the All-Star Mini that he won in the past mini break. He's interested in trading that with the Dickerson Mini. The Dickerson Mini was won by William Conover, new customer magic. That's going to be a tough sell, Eric. It's his first win in the break room. It's going to be a tough sell, but again, yeah, feel free to reach out to him. And if he's in the chat, feel free to reach out, and we'll see if we can facilitate that trade here if he is indeed willing to do that. The Mets, and Corbin Carroll is also part of that Diamondbacks, Rangers, Marlins division. Mets, Cinema, and Cubs, and you may be wondering what Cinema would be. The Kevin Costner hit is the Cinema hit. I don't know if the bat says Field of Dreams on it or not. We can double check here very quickly on this graphic. The bat does not, it doesn't say Field of Dreams. It doesn't say it on there. It doesn't have a Field of Dreams logo or anything like that on there. So I don't see that, but he would be part of that Cinema hit. The Cubs, Dansby Swanson, and the Mets, Pete Alonso. So again, 3 headliners in that Mets, Cinema, and Cubs division right there. So plenty of opportunities in this baseball break. Again, loaded series with 20 headliners available in 30 boxes. Just dropped. Should be a hot series for the day. So, guys, let us know where we are going to next. Pretty wide open on the page. 6 spots to go in the jerseys. 6 spots to go in that vault single. 7 spots to go in that baseball double. And pretty open elsewhere. We are 7 spots to go in the quarterback room single as well. So that's an option for you guys. That mix it up. There's only one item left in that mix it up. It is the Randall Cunningham helmet. So Randall Cunningham, if you're interested for that mix it up price of $46, you give yourself a chance to win that Randall Cunningham helmet. Pretty big day in college football as we kind of transition here from the break room to college football. A lot of great ranked matchups. Ole Miss and Oklahoma will get started here in just under 15 minutes or so. That's the big SEC game of the morning slate. Georgia Tech is going to be down a few starters against Syracuse. Georgia Tech trying to continue what they believe is a magical season down in Atlanta. They are going to be hosting Syracuse, and Indiana is hosting a UCLA team that has started to get pretty hot. So UCLA and Indiana, Nico Yamayeva is going to play in that game. So the Hoosiers might need to watch out there. They should win that game, but covering, that is a big spread. That is a 27.5 point spread. Going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to cover that. And Memphis, I've talked about Memphis a lot on this show. Memphis, group of 5 team looking for that signature win to get back into the playoff picture. Memphis hosting a ranked South Florida team in the biggest game of Memphis' season. They lost to UAB last week, so they need a big win here. Great early slate of games in college football. And we'll have a score update as those games kick off. We'll have a score update when the noon show gets going. Obviously, I'm a Missouri guy, so Mizzou and Vanderbilt. Mizzou 15, Vanderbilt 10. Vanderbilt's a top 10 team. It's crazy to think, but the Tigers got to go down to Nashville and try to get a win against a top 10 Vanderbilt team. Diego Pavia has been playing out of his mind. It's going to be a tough game. Missouri an underdog, but hey, I believe in Bo Prabula and the Missouri Tigers. I believe that we can get that done. Mark talking about LSU and Texas A&M. Yeah, this is the exact game that LSU calls their stadium Death Valley for. This is the type of game that LSU tends to win, and they've had their way with Texas A&M ever since the Aggies joined the SEC. It has not been smooth sailing for Texas A&M when they play in Baton Rouge. I believe they've won every single game that has been played in Baton Rouge since the Aggies joined the SEC, and I believe the last time A&M won a game in Baton Rouge was in the 1990s. I believe it was 1994. So yeah, it's been a long time since Texas A&M went to Death Valley and won a game. That should be a phenomenal one in the evening, this loaded college football week 9 slate. We are 4 to go in that mix it up. So, get yourself an opportunity at that Randall Cunningham. 4 to go in that mix it up series.
Yeah, so appreciate you, my man, taking over the reins there for a second. So, crisis averted. So, to say the least, shout out to our higher ups here for a crisis averted to be happening here. So, my Tigers are hosting Texas A&M tonight. Yeah, so that's marquee game right there. So that should be a fun one to talk about. So we got 4 spots left, as Chinmay just mentioned, in that final box break, guys. Not a headliner. Don't know what that bad boy is going to look like. And the Mix It Up series, the baseball series that we brought in alongside of it, that is what is replacing it going forward. For that baseball series, did you address some of the questions?
Oh, the jersey that got pulled was the Christian Okoye jersey.
Correct.
All the other questions have been answered.
Okay, awesome, bro. Thank you very much. So, so Mark got the party started with one spot bought into, I should say, for the double box break here in the baseball bat series. All 8 spots are still available, guys, for just $63 in this series for the baseball bats. Ronald Acuna Jr. and Yogi Berra jersey, Yadier Molina and Vladimir Guerrero Sr. with Julio Rodriguez on the helmets. Frank Thomas, Vlad Jr., Pete Alonso, Mike Trout, Freddie Freeman, Mariano Rivera, Corey Seager, Kevin Costner, Corbin Carroll, and John Smoltz on those bats there. And then good call by Charles Nelson. Shout out to Nelly Belly, talking about the Dodgers having the champion Dodgers logo there on the Freddie Freeman bats. So you think of Freddie Freeman, Dodgers fans always think of him as a Dodger, but everybody else I think would kind of associate with him being a Atlanta Brave. Interesting to see who's going to go into Cooperstown with. That'll be a fun thing once that day eventually happens. So we did end up doing the onside kick mini series double box break. Our 2 headliners for the show that are up here, the Eric Dickerson and Mike Allstott minis. Those have gone by the board. For photoed headliners still available in the minis, guys. Emmitt Smith, Ray Lewis, George Kittle, and then CeeDee Lamb with Trey McBride. Now, biased or no bias, these are our new rivalry helmets that we have available. So these things are fuego. Very, 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 very cool. And then the secondary headliner is Thurman Thomas on a Buffalo Bills mini. So you guys let me know with under 10 to go here. Where are we going to get some of these last-second breaks to go into? I would love to give you guys some UA credit back. Get something going in that chase wheel spin, man. Want to go around and around that wheel. And we have a lot of great ones. We have so many great quarterbacks in this room available, guys. No reason why we cannot get any movement going in here. I know we got a lot of the party started last night in this QB room. But we still have 19 total boxes and 10 headliners available, including Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. Do it for Chinmay, guys. Look at this. Look at this nice cheese drip here that we got on the side for this Jordan Love helmet. Doesn't get much better than that. It's a pretty cheesy helmet. As long as you're not lactose intolerant, no reason why you can't buy into that. Allen lid is a cool lid. Yeah, Mark, it definitely is. You want the Josh Allen lid, Mark? There it is for you. Who won break number 4 for the jerseys?
Break number
4. So that was the last one we did, right?
No, the last one we did was number 6.
Was 6. Okay, so
break number 4. Let's see. That would have been
either overnight or
it was not overnight.
6 o'clock.
I have to go back and see.
The Josh Allen on the QB room, guys.
Jersey number 4. Is there an order number by chance?
Yeah, an order number would be great there. Lil M.
Oh, no, it is. Yeah, it was in the 12 a.m. show. I see it. Carl Eller was the jersey that was pulled.
Okay.
Carl Eller was the jersey that was pulled, and Matthew Berrios won that.
Matthew Berrios. Congrats, Matthew, if that is indeed you. If not, Carl Eller to Matthew last night. So Good question there, guys. 24 eyeballs on the screen. No reason on why we can't find a particular room to go into, ladies and gents. Wide open across the board. The Vault, super popular series here. Chinmay and I have talked about this quite a bit. For this particular series, we have Bo Nix on the military camouflage, and then Tom Brady on the New England Patriots authentic. Warren Moon and James Cook headline the secondary headliners. 4 total headliners available left, guys, in 8 boxes. Very, very nice there. Anytime you can get a Tom Brady for about $100.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
It's a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer for the greatest of all. Deal. For the greatest of all time.
Full-size helmet too.
Yeah. And the jerseys. Jerseys have been very popular as well. Christian Okoye went earlier. We have a lot of headliners. By a lot of headliners, I mean all of them are still available. All 13 headliners, guys. We have now 25 boxes. 13 of those better than a 1 in 2 chance of taking home one of these available. So I said he won. So there we go. So that was Mr. Barrios. Awesome, man. Very cool, Jordan. That's awesome news, brother. So he said that great news. Mike Coyle responded. We seem to be good. Appreciate it if anyone reached out to help. So
awesome. All right. Glad to know that situation was sorted out.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Or appears to be on the way to being sorted out.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're taking a step in the right direction here. So Chinmay and I are going to take a step in a little bit of a different direction as I sum up these jerseys for you guys. Jordan Love, Lawrence Taylor, Anquan Bolden, Warren Moon, Terry Bradshaw, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Dan Marino, Emmitt Smith, and Joe Montana. Legends of the game. Many of them Hall of Famers already, and if some aren't Hall of Famers, they will be at some point in their careers. Rodney Harrison, Devon Achane, and Jimmy Smith as well in these secondary headliners. All still available, guys. Just a $29 price point if you are a new person browsing the room today. This is this is a really good series. I like to say that you can dip your toes into.
Yeah.
If you're going into a pool for the first time, that 2.5, 3 foot, margin of that pool, you want to just get your toes wet. You don't want to go be diving into the deep end, So the jerseys are a good one for that. If you also want to take a couple practice swings, step into the batter's box at just a $63 price point. If you are a fan of the Fall Classic, Game 2 is tonight. Dodgers and Blue Jays. The Blue Jays retained home field last night with a dominant 11-4 victory. So I think we should all give a lot of love to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Give him a round of applause. He's in this series on a nice pine bat there. Or, maybe a shout out to his pops. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for pops. On the Vladimir Guerrero Sr. Anaheim Angels helmet there as well. So as we continue to go through that, guys, we all know what time it is. Instead of letting it go into the 12 o'clock hour, I want to give you guys some more time because we've seen a lot more eyeballs roll in here.
Yeah, two spots to go in the jersey break, so awesome. we can definitely get that knocked out before we hop off here.
And then 4 spots left in that final mixer series, guys. Get yourself a nice hidden gem for just $46. Our hidden gems, I'll be the first to say it. Our hidden gems are sometimes better than our headliners. And
well, this guy is a secondary headliner.
Oh, that's right. We do have. Yeah,
Randall Cunningham is a secondary headliner, so he is the last box in this series. Randall Cunningham is the last box in this series, and it's a full size helmet. So, or at least the box is looking like it's a full size helmet. So that's going to be there for you. 4 spots available in that final box for that series.
4 spots available. Randall Cunningham, who is going to go get the former dual quarterback grade. 2 spots left in the jerseys, as Chinmay mentioned. So it's that time, right about that time. Let's talk about Week 8. Week 8's already underway, folks, for those that have slept under a rock from Thursday until now. If you have, no offense to you. Dominant, and I mean a capital D in dominant, for a home victory for the Los Angeles Chargers. They won 37-10. Vikings dropped to 3-4 on the year, but just to recap our picks from a week ago, had them available for you guys. So let's go back in time before we bring it to present day. We'll go with Chinmay's picks first and then go into mine. Things are tightening up. It has been a mid-season surge by yours truly. Chinmay got off to an electrifying start. I thought that it was going to be an insurmountable lead that I was not going to be able to close the gap on. But we went into last week with Chinmay being 10-8 on the year, myself being 8-10. Chinmay went with the Tennessee Titans. Thought that they're, the recent Brian Callahan firing, he thought the Titans were going to get fired up.
Look, it was tough in the beginning.
They
had a good start. And then everything fell out kind of in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, the Titans, in the first half, they were only trailing 17-13, so they were covering. The number was 6.5, and then the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns in that third quarter from the Pats, sealed the deal, put it away, and the offense didn't come out from after halftime. They fell asleep, no points put up on the board, and a revenge win for Mike Vrabel and his 5-2 New England Patriots. 4-0 Chin made the best team in the NFL away from Foxborough. So 5.5 was the number you also took for Tampa Bay. Plus 5.5. It was definitely the most frustrating offensive performance.
Yeah.
For Tampa Bay, obviously Mike Evans headlined that game. He has a season-ending, or appears to be a season-ending broken clavicle bone. Yeah. It's hard to catch footballs when you don't have 2 proper clavicles in place. Or so I've been told. That was probably literally what they unfortunately had to tell Mike Evans in the medical tent last Monday night. So that did not cover. Detroit moves to 5-2 on the season, 3-0 at Ford Field. And then you bounce back in a big way. This should count as 2 wins for how easy of a sweat-free bet this was for you. You had Dallas at -1.5.
Oh, yeah.
So you had them to win by 2 points. They won by 22 points.
Yeah.
44-22. They doubled up the Commanders, who, again, are without their second-year star in Jaden Daniels for week number 8 coming up. Terry McLaurin, however, is back alongside Deebo Samuel, but that is going to be one of the highest spreads we will talk about going into Monday Night Football for this week. So for myself, I bounced back. I had a 2-1 winning week. So fly, Eagles, fly. Rob, fly. We flew to victory for the Eagles spread last week. They covered by -2.5. They won by 5 points in total. That fourth quarter late touchdown, a bomb from Jalen Hurts. Had a great bounce back performance. Who said he can't throw the football? Threw for 328 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 5-point win. This was my bad pick. This was my bugaboo pick. This was the equivalent of the Titans getting thrashed. This was my Jacksonville Jaguars cover pick that it was not great. That was the London game. 35-7. Travis Hunter scored a touchdown. Travis Hunter's cool. He won in our Vault Series last night on that drip custom Speed Flex helmet. The Rams demolished Jacksonville across the pond. They fall to 4-3. Los Angeles moving to 5-2. And then Seattle on a Monday Night Football. It's kind of a snoozer a little bit throughout that game, but points started to come as the game went along. They covered comfortably, I would say, as they won by 8 points. Jackson Smith-Njigba, once again. By the way, guys, look at Jackson Smith-Njigba on the year, dude. Almost 200 yards ahead of the next closest guy in receiving yards in Jamar Chase. So Kane says, I'm tired of winning Cowboys gear. I want that Cunningham. Break it. So, yeah, let's see. I'm going to refresh the page here. Chinmay. Oh, look at that. Sold out.
It is sold out.
There we go. Awesome. So before we give our picks, nice little segue here. Let's get this break in.
Here's the thing. It is. No. It's fine. It's not a logistics thing.
Okay.
But, well, technically it is a logistics thing, but it's a good logistics thing. So Kane is the only one in the break. So we don't have to do the randomization. We don't have to do the divisions and all that stuff.
Let's get down to it.
We can just open the helmet.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So we can just open the box. We don't need to go through the whole randomization process.
So, thank you very much. Kane, do you want like a smack the table? Like, how do you want to create the suspense?
Drum roll.
Drum roll. Let's see.
No, he knows. He knows what it is.
Yeah. So
He's tired of winning Cowboys.
I was going to say that's why I want to give him some level of suspense. The point of playing in a break room, man. There you go. Getting that drum roll there for our man Kane. I got an air horn for you, buddy. Definitely no crickets. Here you go. I'll get you one of those. What are we going to have, Chinmay? What could possibly be in here?
I have no idea.
Well, it's not going to be a full-size helmet.
Okay, it's not a full-size helmet.
It's not going to be a full-size helmet.
It is a mini helmet.
And Kane, I appreciate the enthusiasm on the wheel, my friend, but there's no need for there's no need for a wheel. There is no need for any box color number since you're the only one in the break, my friend. Just want to see this for sure. Hold on. Shadow that by mistake. I'm going to put a pause on this to create even more suspense. You got that pulled up there? The at the bottom for the mixer. I can put that in.
He's the only one in the break.
Only one in the break. So
yeah, we don't need to do anything. Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Woo!
That is a sweet looking fly Eagles fly right there. We were just talking about Jalen Hurts leading the Eagles to victory last week. How about a former Eagles great quarterback in Randall Cunningham with the Kelly green signature?
Yeah.
And then look at that colored wing there, man. That is a nice dark forest green. This is a really cool lunar mini for you to have here for Mr. Randall Cunningham. Very, very nice. Nice little NFL sticker shirt right there on the back. So awesome hit there. Left nothing to chance. Yeah. So you know what? I honestly think that's a perfect idea because we say this all the time, especially when you know what the last thing is going to be. Though this is a special circumstance, but for example, what if Kane only ended up buying 7 out of the 8 breaks or 6 out of the 8.
Yeah.
Why even do that if you know what it is? You might as well just go balls to the wall. Great color ink on that one. Yeah,
great color.
Yeah, I mean the Kelly green mark is great, especially on that lunar white.
Yeah, my apologies. It was a bigger box. I thought it could potentially be a full size helmet, but now looking at the price point, I realize probably was going to be a mini helmet.
What was his order number there for that?
Just take 268697.
97. That was for Richard?
Yeah, Richard Kane. Yeah.
Mr. Richard Kane. I love it though. You see something you want, you go and get it.
Go for it. Yeah.
You go and get it. So, and on top of that, Richard, just for your ventures, you are now my favorite Cunningham in front of Cade. So, congratulations for that. So, that made me so inspired there, Mr. Randall. Richard gets Randall. So, you're going to go up here and another contestant.
Yeah.
For our end of the show mini selection. So, we'll figure that out as we go. Awesome. So, let's get ourselves back into the break room real quick. Sweet. Super sweet. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. Honestly, unless that was on a lunar full-size helmet, I think that's even better, man.
I like the color.
The color scheme is really cool. So I might be giving away my my favoritism towards what that's going to be. So that was it, guys, for the mixer. Not taking any chances. I love it. I have a Dawkins mini if you have any interest. Oh, Mr. Blasco. What's going on, Sean? Good morning to you, my man. So Mr. Blasco tried to put his GM cap on there. So, guys, we are wide open across the board. 7 and 8s galore outside of the 2 in the jersey and the 6 in the vault. I'm hoping to get ourselves. We got to get that jersey break done by the time that the show is over. So, as Chinmay and I are giving our picks through, I saw that you had a little DK action pulled up over there. So, you got yourself ready in line for our first pick of week 8?
I do.
Okay, so just to give you guys a heads up now, there was a certain bet that was made between Chinmay and I on air that whoever ended up getting the spread cover between, because our 2 favorite teams went head-to-head last week between Arizona and Green Bay, whoever ended up covering had the opportunity of getting a free win. So because of that, I technically moved to 3-1 last week, and then you were still at 1-2.
Yep.
So the record's coming into this week. You are now 11-10. I'm 11-11.
Yep.
So battle of 11s.
Yeah.
And, which, by the way, the dice roll today
was an 11.
Just saying.
Everything's lining up.
So let's see, 11-10 and 11-11. So let's see what we got here. All you, my man.
Yeah, Ben, that's correct. All the slots have to fill before a break happens. All the slots in the break have to be filled up before we open a box. If you buy into a spot, you're guaranteed a spot in the break. You are not guaranteed an item.
Yeah, so a great explanation. If you want a full explanation here, Ben, which, by the way, thank you for...
full breakdown, you can see it right there on the website.
Appreciate you, Ben, for the great question, my man. If this is your first time hearing about Ultimate Autographs, how did you hear about us? Was it through an ad? Was it through a friend? Also, favorite player, favorite team. What kind of items are you looking for? Jerseys, mini helmets, authentic, speed flexes. We got them all that are available in series for you. As Chinmay just alluded to, this is a nice 2-minute breakdown of how Ultimate Autographs works. Click our Join a Live break page. It'll be right at the very top. And make sure to always look at what we have here. Win authentic sports memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Biggest thing to look at here are these disclaimers at the bottom of each series, Ben. This is a item live drawing. You are purchasing a spot in a live break. This is not a guaranteed item. Again, please see the UA live breaker explanation, which is this video right here for you. So again, guys, 7s and 8s all across the board. Ben, we need all 8 of these to end up clearing out with these price points for us to have a break. The closest one, Ben, I always recommend the jerseys and the minis to the new guys and gals to get themselves comfortable. So, hey, Ben, if you got about $58 of disposable income, get those last 2 spots in the jerseys, and good luck to you, my man. We have some amazing headliners still available. Every single jersey you see pictured here is still alive and well. Jordan Love, Lawrence Taylor, Anquan Bolden, Warren Moon, Terry Bradshaw, Tyreek Hill, C.D. Lamb, Dan Marino, Emmitt Smith, and Joe Montana. All available with Rodney Harrison, Devon Achane, and who was that last?
Jimmy Smith.
Headline? And Jimmy Smith. How can I forget Jimmy Smith? Of the Jacksonville Jaguars, a secondary headliner. So, Chinmay, give the people what they want, man. They want some winning picks here for week number 8. Get us started. So,
we talked about the spread before the show started, and Ian Rappaport had a nice little tweet this morning, and the spread for that game was 7.5 with the Bears and the Ravens, and it's now down to 3.5.
Oh,
the indication being that Lamar Jackson is expected to not play.
You got to be kidding me!
Because he ran the scout team on Friday, so the indication is that Lamar will not be playing. But possibility that, that could be a smoke and mirrors thing. We don't know. He's officially listed as questionable. Indication being that Lamar is not set to go. That's not where I'm going with with my first pick. I'm going back to the well. This team came through for me last week. It's a nice little revenge spot for Javonte Williams. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys plus 3.5 against the Denver Broncos. I know Bo Nix is here in the break room. I know we hype him up a lot. He had one phenomenal quarter last week. The Dallas defense is not very good. I think that could be a high-scoring game, even with Denver's defense being pretty good. Give me Dallas plus 3.5. I think the Cowboys ultimately do come away with a win in that game. Bo Nix still has a long ways to go in terms of consistency with the offense.
Real quick there, Ben, before we get into Chinmay's weekly pick, here's first of 3. IG Ed, Lions fan, Gibbs or Goff helmet would be fire. Well, isn't it your lucky day to hop into this break room? We do indeed. We got Gibby a lot here, but we also have in this QB room, we have ourselves Jared Goff. So this is a single box break, Ben, which means that in this particular series, when these next 7 spots get bought out at a $158 price point, you have a chance to see one of these many helmets go your way. So in this current situation, we have 19 total boxes available, all of these of which are going to be quarterbacks. Okay, this is the QB room that we have available. On our graphic, our secondary headliners that we have are Jim Kelly and Warren Moon. We got Warren Moon all over the place today, man. But guess what we have down here? Guess who's still alive and well? Jared Goff on a speed flex. And if you know anything about speed flexes, Ben, which I'm sure you do, my friend, $158 at a chance. Keep in mind, a chance at getting a Jared Goff speed flex. That is 10xing your money right off the docket. You got a nice gray visor here for one of the best quarterbacks in the sport today. We also have Jordan Love, which I'm sure you're probably not a fan of, but you got to be a fan of that cheese drip, man. Get yourself the cheese. Chinmay is all about that cheese touch.
Yeah.
Once I get that cheese drip going on, do it for our lovely co-host / producer here, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Doesn't get much better than those two guys, right? They're still available in this quarterback room series. There's a good look at the Josh Allen right there, put together by our marketing team. Couple other quarterbacks available. I know when I had the flu when I was in school, I always would end up trying to tell my mom to call and be like, hey, I can't go into school today because my Jalen hurts. and it worked every single time. So my Jalen is definitely going to start hurting if I don't see some movement in this series, guys. So one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, he's available in here on a speed flex. Would look nice next to that Randall Cunningham mini that we just pulled out for the Eagles. Bo Nix on the Orange Crush authentic there, the all orange. Let's call it a jack-o'-lantern Bo Nix authentic, shall we? We're in spooky season right now. Baker Mayfield spooks opposing defenses quite a bit. He's been a top 5 MVP type caliber quarterback this year. Trevor Lawrence on the Lunar authentic down in Duval. Round out the headliners for this quarterback series. So Chinmay, just getting back to your pick there at Dallas plus 3.5. Total is at 50.5. And you and I have said it. We're doing this now for an 8th straight week. We both have our different ways on how we like to go into things here. But anytime that there's a total that projected to be that high, I always tend to lean with the team getting the points. Now, again, Denver is 3-0 at home. So is it going to be a regression to the mean, or are they just a powerhouse, at Mile High? We'll see how they're adjusted. But if they're CeeDee Lamb, we saw they put up 44 points at home last week. They're fully loaded on offense. So, and Bo Nix, we know that Denver offense sometimes is very hot and cold. So I like the pick. Luis Martinez, what's going on, man? He says, I hope I win a Cowboys helmet. Luis, my friend, if you want to buy into anything Cowboys related, we do have CeeDee Lamb in the minis, and we have a CeeDee Lamb jersey as well. For a full-sized helmet for a Cowboy right now, we do not have one available as a headliner.
It would be in the end more if it is.
Correct.
That quarterback room, though, there have been some good Cowboys quarterbacks. It's a possibility that there's somebody hiding out in the end more there.
So going through the picks here, guys, so Chinmay and I can get off here in just a little bit. If we can get some movement in any of the rooms. My first pick that I'm going to have here, man, we got a lot of high totals this week, dude. We have a lot of differential. Oh, my God, 7.5, 7.5, 6.5. Yeah, 3.5, as Chinmay just mentioned. So all indications are Lamar Jackson worth 4 points in Vegas, by the way, guys. A 4-point swing. Again, as Chinmay said,
I'd say that's fair.
Not officially announced out, but I just think that this is going to be a huge win for them to establish themselves as the future winner of this division. We talk about this team a lot. We certainly play spread picks on them a lot in this room. I'm going down to the Bayou. I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 3.5 against New Orleans. Their offense against a suspect Bears defense looked really terrible. I think they finished with, 40 or so total yards. Not great weather conditions, understandably. They're going to be in a dome this week. It won't be the same level of situation. Spen the Rattler has actually been solid on the year, but Alvin Kamara is currently being outplayed by Keandre Miller. He's kind of hit a wall. He's been their guy to really build around offensively, despite Chris Olave. But that line on both sides, they're not getting any pressure on the quarterbacks. Their defense is a sieve. They're not protecting Spencer Rattler well at all. And Tampa Bay, they should have Emeka Egbuka good to go.
Yeah.
Tez Johnson's been a great surprise offensively for them. Kate Otten is about as reliable as they come. And, of course, Baker Mayfield is manning the helm. They've been banged up a little bit in the secondary, but we're in week 8, guys. All teams are banged up at this point. So I'll take the reverse 3.5 favor for Tampa Bay this weekend down in New Orleans.
We are one spot to go in the jerseys, so we should definitely be able to knock that out before we hop off here. I prefaced my Tennessee pick last week by saying this is probably very stupid.
Oh my God! Don't do it.
I'm not going back to the Titans.
Okay.
But this is probably also in the realm of being a very stupid pick. The spread is actually the same as it was with that Titans Patriots.
Okay.
It's now or never for the Jets, man. Like, if you can't be competitive against the Bengals and the defense that they have. Even with, I know Tyrod Taylor is limited as a quarterback. Justin Fields clearly was limited as a quarterback passing the ball. If they can't be competitive against the Bengals, it's just time to blow things up. It's just time to make wholesale changes. Give me Jets plus 6.5. But I have little confidence. I just believe, this has got to be it for them.
I have to know that these spread picks for you are limited this week in terms of things that you like if you're going to take the Jets plus 6.5.
There's really not a whole lot else that I'm feeling really great about.
It's very scarce.
I'm just buying, at some point, this New York, culture renaissance, just has to materialize into production on the field. And the Bengals are a great spot, in my opinion, for that to happen. So give me New York plus 6.5.
An inspired plus 6.5.
Yes.
And Aaron Glenn could use his first win. I agree. Remember that whole hubbubaloo about week 1 where it's like, oh my God, the Jets are back.
Yeah.
30 points, week 1. Justin Fields is our guy. And here we are in week 8, and it's unfortunately back to the same old Jets news. But yeah, I mean, look, they don't even know who's starting at quarterback this week. It's supposed to be Tyrod Taylor, but he is still, it looks like a game time decision.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, who they benched last week for Tyrod Taylor, would be, I would assume, the next man up. The only other guy they have outside of that is Brady Cook, who's the number 3 guy in their depth chart. So,
Brady Cook is not a bad option.
He might have to cook to save the Jets season. He could be the Tommy DeVito of the Jets.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
He's got that potential.
Let's see what else we have for now. I don't feel confident about this pick, but I'm going to go here either way. I'm going to use the same tactics you did, and I'm going to use it on the other New York team as a desperation play. Some might say that the Eagles are figuring it out fine, but the Giants just beat this team 2 weeks ago by 2 scores. They won 34-17 against the Eagles in New York 2 weeks ago. And I'm getting 7 points with them on the road here in Philly. I'm going to take the Giants plus 7.5.
All right.
Reason for that, just simply because of the fact that, let's see, plus 6.5 New York Jets. Only just because of the fact that I liked what I saw in terms of Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, and the fact that they were able to gain yards on the ground, gain yards through there. They're able to move the football up and down the field. So if they can keep pace with Philly's offense, because I think they're going to hemorrhage points defensively against Philly, especially on the road. Plus the Giants are 0-4 on the road. And Brian Daboll is playing for his job. Every single week he
Coaching
is.
for his job.
Yeah.
He's not on the field. He's not playing.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, then they would have the same record as the Jets if he was playing on the field. But I have seen enough, and plus a heartbreaking loss last week to Denver. You know, I think this is an inspired young group. It's got a lot of great young energy. So I think they're going to come out and play inspired against a division rival. I think that they'll keep this close. And I think that they're going to lose, but I think they'll lose by no more than a touchdown.
Cool. The jerseys did close out, so we should definitely get that set up. I'll keep my third spread pick again. I'll give it out here, but I'll keep it very close, very short, brief, so we can get this break out of the way. Yeah, I don't know why Houston's getting 1.5 points against the Niners. Give me San Francisco plus 1.5.
Are they? They're at home.
They're at home. That doesn't matter.
Is Purdy or Jones?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. The Texans' inability to put points up on the board. Yeah.
Nico Collins is out of the game.
Yeah, that's right. Concussion protocol.
Yeah. Give me the Niners plus 1.5.
Jersey break coming up for you guys here. We were very generous staying on with you guys here today. So I'll give my last pick. We're gonna go through this jersey break for you guys. One number, please. Mark's going with the wheel. Let's get that out of the way. Get this wheel spinning around for you guys for this jersey break coming up. So let's see what we can get going here. Little wheel magic for Mark on this Saturday morning. We're going to go with number 25. 25. Get my auctioneer voice going. Thank you. Appreciate it. Aaron Custer in the NFC North, Ben Miller in the NFC South, Mark McAdams, big dog Mark, going all the way down from the NFC East to the AFC South. He also has the AFC West. There's Mark McAdams everywhere in this jersey break. And Harold Large. We already saw a first-time winner in William end up picking up that Christian Okoye jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was Christopher Rose.
William
got the Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, he got the Eric Dickerson mini earlier. So, wow, way to go for that. So, can Harold Large play the role of sniper? We got Ben and Harold. Ben's a first-timer, too.
Ben's a first-timer, too.
Yeah.
He bought into the QB room break.
Awesome, Ben.
As well.
Awesome, Ben.
But I think he wanted to see a break happen, which is why he jumped into this jersey break.
I can understand why. So let's see if we can get ourselves a couple snipers in the room against Mark here. Mark, of course, you know you're one of my favorites, so not sending any bad vibes your way, my man. Just you know how the room goes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a throwback here. a former Super Bowl champion with this franchise. Chinmay should be familiar with this guy a little bit. Ended his career with the Green Bay Packers, and that's the jersey that we got him on today. It's Don Beebe. Don Beebe is our hidden gem for the jersey in the NFC North, and that's an Aaron Custer hit. So way to go there, Aaron. JSA certification there for Beebe. Very, very nice. Aaron, hopefully that's what your wife is going to call you for the rest of the day after you getting this hit. Way to go, BB. Good hit. Very nice there for Mr. Custer.
So Don Beebe, a local guy, he's born in Aurora, and currently the head coach at Aurora University.
Look at that.
So he's in the area.
Look at that. Let's shout out to Don. He might be, who knows, maybe there's no practices or OTAs going on right now.
Sure.
Not getting ready for a game today, so maybe he's just chilling on his couch and enjoying the other breaks with us here. So, Don Beebe jersey. That's for Aaron Custer. I'll give out my last pick, guys, and then we'll round things up. No QB rooms so far, so there's going to be no Chase Wheelspin, unfortunately, for today, everyone. So I have a feeling I know what the Chase Wheelspin is going to be for the 2 o'clock show. I'm going to talk to Lady Luck and see what we can do, or 12 o'clock show, I should say, excuse me, and know what that's going to look like for that. Feels like we've been going all day so far. All right, and back into this bad boy here. So, Chinmay, you decided to go with
49ers,
San Francisco, yes. San Francisco, they are going to be getting on the road. Not too many San Francisco games you see starting at noon Central Time.
Yeah.
So plus 1.5. I love that. I honestly, the fact that this was a third round selection for us, I think is
indicative of where the week is.
It's going to be, I was going to say, it's going to be a no sweat for you on that one. So I have been very frustrated with this team over the course of this year.
Okay.
They're my NFC preseason pick to make it to the Super Bowl. I am calling out Chinmay. I am looking for a big-time Sunday night performance against Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry.
They're going out on the road.
Okay.
To out in Pittsburgh to Acrisure Stadium. 2.5-point favorites, and I think they cover comfortably.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers, he says it's not a revenge game. Well, guess what? It's going to be one. Matt LaFleur's former head coach coming in to try and move to 5-1-1 atop the NFC North. This is a big game for the Packers. They're 1-1-1 on the road. Of course, they had that 40-40 tie against Dallas earlier on in the season. But I think this is the week. This has been a Pittsburgh Steelers defense, which, by the way, most expensive defense in football. They have played anything but that. They've been hemorrhaging yards this season to much lesser competition. And I think this is a really great spot to find some consistency that you've been looking for from the Green Bay offense and play calling. Yeah, for them this year. So
I will say that the line at ESPN Bet was 2.5. You said
yes.
Most sportsbooks have it at 3. So if you want it at 3,
push.
You can take 3 if you want.
3. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed in the Packers. They have played down to their competition a substantial amount.
Now they got a first place team to play against.
Staggering drop in production when they play down to the competition. But we'll see what happens.
Makes me feel even better. So you think that they're playing down to their... So do you not view Pittsburgh as the same level of... Despite what their record says, you don't view them in the same tier, talent-wise? I don't either. But a first place, your record is what it says that it is.
Sure.
So,
okay. Fair enough.
You guys, by the way, you put together a very good collection of dubs today in the chat. We're going to go break our minis here, get ourselves out of here for the 12 o'clock hour. Chinmay, Eric Dickerson, Mike Allstott, Randall Cunningham. 3 awesome minis, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
One is a secondary headliner to wrap up our Mix It Up Mixer series to bring in our baseball bat series, which hopefully has a pre-fill on the way in between shows here. And then we have the the Mike Allstott and the Eric Dickerson as 2 headliners in the minis. 1 through 3. What do you got?
We'll go Dickerson 1, Cunningham 2, Allstott 3.
I'll go Cunningham 1, Dickerson 2, and then Allstott. Shout out to Big Mike at number 3. That's going to do it for Chin May and I, guys. Make sure to not, I was going to say touch that dial, but there's no tube TVs you guys are watching this
there's
on.
no dial.
There's no dial. Don't touch your keyboard. Don't touch your smartphone. Make sure to let your friends, family, your postman know about Ultimate Autographs. We're live 9, 12, 3, and 6 today. Every day, 7 days a week here from the city beautiful Burr Ridge, Illinois. That's Chin May. This is Rob. Make sure to let everybody know about Ultimate Autographs. We will step away for the next half an hour and be back right at the top of the hour at 12 o'clock. Thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday morning with us, and we'll catch you in just a little bit.